And we're back. I don't know if anyone's going to be here right now because we spent almost 4 hours already. And I wasn't going to like actually do this so fast, but I just want to get through all of this. Donna is live, so if you're watching her, awesome too. She's further along, making it through. But I was also inspired because like her husband, like her husband literally texted her or chatted her or whatever. Um and yeah, that's pretty much how it feels now too. Like all the partners, all the kids, all the pets, everyone's on hold. We're getting through this. But yeah, so I understand that probably everyone kind of like me just went over on her side, but I there's a huge gap for me. So I'm just going to keep going here. Um yeah, so left off, gosh, there's so much to talk about, to like redo, but um all right, let's see. Sharing screen. So first off, I wanted to share the website is live, but so far we only have the two complaints, or the complaint amended and the timeline of relevant events, the two PDFs. So I ended up kind of figuring out we're on page 27 out of, oh gosh, how many pages are there? 168. Like I said, half and half. Um, I just wanted to go back to this because this talks about the OBGYN part, and I'll skim through this because we talked about it. It's been talked about already, etc. But basically, on shoot day number 6 is when this happened, and this was May 22nd, 2023. W- This is a good one. Where was there, you know, how is this as far as intimacy coordinators? Is there supposed to be one, etc.? But anyway, so Lively prepares to shoot the hospital scene in which her character Lily gives birth. Um, and then we talk about the claims. I want to see what they say though about that. She stated that she was alarmed that Baldoni had hired his best friend. We talked about that. He's like MFA from USCLA, Tony Award winning company or whatever. There's actually so much to his resume that I don't think they even went into. Um, his engagement was no different than the engagement of Lively's sister, who was hired, Robin Lively, who was hired because she's Lively's sister. Despite their personal relationship, they're both experienced professional actors. Lastly, in Lively's complaint, she stated that the set was crowded, chaotic, and utterly lacking in standard industry protections for film nude scenes. And you can see it was a closed set. We don't see the back of that call sheet is supposed to tell us, or at the bottom is supposed to tell us who was, on set, what kind of crew, and they don't even need to include the names, but their titles, because yeah. But will we know, you and me, will we know exactly what that means, if that's, too many people or not enough? I don't know. But anyways, but she wasn't even without clothes on. And no, Lively alleges that Steve Sarowitz was present in the filming. Oh, Sarowitz. Yeah, I said a completely different name the first live. This is entirely false. Mr. Sarowitz arrived later in the day after the birthing scene had already been shot. Do we have that? We don't have anything about that. Come on, people. May 23rd, 2023, at the end of shoot day number 6, Baldoni praises Lively. In turn, Lively expresses her regard and appreciation for Baldoni while acknowledging she could be difficult and critical of others. I'm not going to tell you that you were amazing because you tease me for being sentimental. Oh yeah, I remember this. But you were amazing today. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just a ball buster, and but it means a lot to me. I care a great deal and always want to deliver. You were terrific. I'm proud of everything we did today, but really every day. Is this feels now suddenly like revisionist history or whatever, you know? Where she could have said something. I don't know. Neither of them really said anything about it, but she clearly criticized something or she had a problem with it. So did she say like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable"? Is that what this is about? Anyways, shoot day number 7. Baldoni, during scene in which the cast is wearing loose-fitting onesies, attempts to give lively directorial feedback regarding wardrobe and encourages her to remove her coat to remove the onesie. Okay, so this his statements were immediately followed by a gesture indicate we sorry, should I read this? We already read this in I think in his lawsuit, right? Yeah. Um he okay. Anyways, she alleges that Baldoni used the word sexy in a tone that made her feel ogled and exposed. Ogled is such a cool word. We should use it more. I feel ogled. That's so awesome. However, Baldoni, as the director, noted that the look would be sexy, referencing this kind of like that. It smells good versus you smell good. Yeah, we don't have the visuals or sound for this, but they say that it's on camera. This exchange, all of which was captured on camera, was bookended by Baldoni's immediate recognition that Lively appeared offended. Baldoni offered multiple apologies to Lively moments later, despite the fact that he immediately was doing his job. This is what I was pointing out. This is my impression of that moment where he said it smells good. We clearly heard the truth of that, but her interpretation, she became awkward. And maybe this is kind of what it seems like this one too. Maybe she like misheard it based on her own lenses and her own perception. And I don't know. It's interesting. I heard some of the people from the film are following Baldoni again. I'm still investigating. This is insane. Maybe because the amended documents. Is it? Yeah, let us know. I am so curious now. On Instagram, I don't know that I even follow a lot of them, so I don't know that I would know. But wouldn't that be something? Sorry, taking a moment to actually look myself too. I think you have to follow oh my gosh, that okay, I'll do that later. Maybe I'll do it on my phone, but um oh shoot, I was supposed to get my charger for my phone cuz that's dying. Well, oh well. Oh, it's right there. I'll get it in a moment. So, we see on the call sheets on day 7. What is this for? Wait. Wait, why do we need the call sheet of this day? Um Ryle, Boston Bar, Boston Dive Karaoke, Sports Bar. Okay, so they were inside. Um, also closed set. All of this was closed set. Safety meeting will be held before. Okay, why do we need? Why I'm so confused. Why do we need this call sheet for this specific thing? Just to show that it was inside a room? Okay, maybe that's a little too much. But see how they did how they have here, like, well, they have the cast and they have the crew somewhere. I just when I was doing that PA kind of thing. Anyways, okay, May 23rd, 2023, later that day, during this action sequence, Lively and Baldoni's characters would kiss, which is all caught on camera. Uh oh, is this no, because he wasn't wearing was he oh, we didn't no, he wasn't wearing the suit in that video. So it's the same day that they're shooting both what the video that we saw and this, right? During the action sequence, Lively and Baldoni's characters would kiss, which is all caught on camera. Lively complained later accused Baldoni of discreetly biting and sucking on Miss Lively's lower lip during scene in which he improvised numerous kisses on each take. As shown in the below script pages, the kissing was not improvised. Well, I think she said that it was improvised like more than one kiss. I can see both sides on this, but again, this is definitely one we need to see the footage. And again, by need, none of them owe us anything technically, but we would prefer to see the footage. I would prefer to see the footage. But yeah, in this series of quick cuts, we watch these four live it up at the bar in their onesies, laughing, drinking, Ryle grabbing Lily around the waist and kissing her as, and then cut to the studio apartment. Okay. Or no, it's blacked out as something, something, something. Why did they white it out? Interesting. Okay. During lunch, the same day, as part of a continued creative discussion that Baldoni and Lively were having about the hospital birthing scene, Baldoni asked Heath to show Lively his wife's home birth video, stating to Heath that Lively had not seen one and was presumably interested in watching. Baldoni himself had seen the video prior and felt it was demonstrative of the spirit of his vision for the birthing scene. Heath agreed to share this deeply personal video and approached Lively with the video in hand. He proceeded to show her 1 second of it before Lively asked if Heath had permission to share the video. That's a fair question. I thought about that too. That's a very fair question. To which Heath confirmed that he did. Lively stated she would like to see the video but asked to watch it after finishing her lunch. Heath did not press the matter and moved on. I can see, like, yeah, this is not lunch video. I don't want to see this during lunch or before lunch. The website is, I think I included, it's actually quite simple. The lawsuitinfo.com. Um, but I think I also included it in some other things. Sorry, and it just, right now, it just has these two PDFs. Um, sorry, Arnaldo. So, wait, what is going on in this, or in right now? I am reading. I'm reading. I'm resuming the reading. So the website launched. So far, we don't have anything, and I don't know if they'll post anything as far as video or audio. But they have the website, which is awesome because now we get, at least from his side, we get exactly, you know the source documents basically. Um, so yeah. I heard some of the people. Oh yeah, I did say I did yeah, read that. Um, okay, so this video in question, Lively never did see the video beyond the 1 second clip. Um, and then the video in question showed Heath and his wife, and we have this like screenshot. By the way, his wife, the two wives, Emily and his wife, were on their 100th podcast episode, I think. And it was like so awesome. It was cool to see them, all three of them, with Liz Plank too. um and yeah, in fact, the video begins with the cries of the baby while she is resting on her mother's chest. Okay, this entire interaction between Heath and Lively lasted less than 30 seconds. Lively later likened this 1 second clip to, yeah, um I mean, this is super offensive. We've talked about this. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this is so super offensive right now. Again, rereading this and rethinking about this, that she like twisted things around as a woman, and then she's asking for women to be on her side, but she literally did this, unless there's other things that she's talking about. But she's saying that he showed her a video of a fully nude woman with her legs spread apart, and this was the video. The evening, Baldoni and Lively's characters filmed a romance montage, completely in their world, and we saw the footage. Um, the complete footage of this scene was released to the general public on January 21st in direct response to the public lies Lively shamelessly presented in her complaint. The video, public lies, public. The video directly contradicts Lively depiction of Baldoni's behavior. The footage shows Lively and Baldoni in character acting with their bodies while simultaneously engaging in a personal conversation about their respective marriages, all while continuing to perform their roles as a couple deeply in love. Well, again, I didn't really see that. I saw, she wasn't in character at first. He was fully in character at first. Then they reversed towards the end or something. And I also saw just like it was a kind of all over the place. It was hard to follow because we don't know what was an acting choice and what was just them out of character as well, considering the dynamic Lily and Ryle have. And then yeah, but completely in love and chemistry, I did not see. I did not see it. This was like, yeah, May 23rd, what, like a month, not even a month into production. Um, they say, no, they don't say the day. Man. Romance montage. Lily and Ryle slow dance. Ryle helps with flower arrangements. They walk and talk. Okay. May 25th, 2023, Lively learns that crew members had called out sick with COVID, and as a result, request that testing be conducted on set, despite the return to work agreement is expiring, which laid out COVID protocols on set. There was still a remaining SAG protocol that if an actor requests those working in extremely close proximity to him or be tested, they must do so. Okay. Hi, all. Uh, This is from the executive producer. Out of an abundance of caution due to some COVID positive tests among our crew, one of our actors has requested that we COVID test those in the general area very close to to talent on set. Despite the return to work agreement expiring, there is still a remaining SAG protocol that if an actor requests those working in extremely close proximity to him/her to be tested, we must do so. If you are getting this email, you are working in close proximity to talent. When you arrive at crew parking tomorrow morning, please see me or blank or whatever. I will have COVID test to give to you. Please get a test and step aside and take it before heading to set. Also, if anyone additional on your crew would like a test, we have them available for whoever um, wants to take one. If you test positive, please inform me, text me a photo of your results, and immediately go home. My cell is this. While not mandatory, we encourage and appreciate it if you would wear a mask in close proximity to the actors for the time being. So they took like double measures, double precautions after this point. Um, they have not launched a website. This is amended complaint file. Yes, but it's from their website, Jill. If you click on that website, and the website, I got that website from TMZ that talks about this is the website that they launched. And they have these two PDFs. They have the amended complaint, and then they have this timeline of relevant events as a separate PDF. So if they will launch anything other on the website, it will be on this. So hold on to that and check, I guess, periodically to that website. Um, okay, so is it perfect? No. COVID has was such a thing in the US. Like in Europe, it was a lot more strict and just it just made more sense. Here, it was like it was all over the place already, and we are 3 years into it. So yeah, it wasn't perfect. I would have honestly, I would have like seen the results myself, but they have a lot to think about, so not not sure how I land on that one, but they did take the precaution to have these tests and then um have the masks. So not perfect, but something. May 25th, later that evening, Lively informed production that she had become ill. Production offered to send someone to her house to test her and her family, but she declined. I mean, I can see that both, ways, like being just upset, like, "Ugh, no, you gave this to me, and I don't want to work with you on this," but it's not looking great either. Lively did not return to production until June 1st. Oh, okay, May 25th. Contrary to Lively, that's not a lot of time. Lively's complaint, which stated that production deliberately withheld COVID cases from her production, was not obligated to inform Lively, nor were they aware of any crew members in her close proximity who had been tested positive. This one just on a personal belief on how COVID and really anything should be handled. I disagree with this. Yes, they were not obligated. They should be. I think everyone, but that's so not an American thing to do. That I think everyone deserves to know if someone's infected with something. It's not just COVID, but especially, and to for them to take whatever measures or ask for whatever measures that they feel safe with, especially with her having like little children and stuff. So yeah, I don't really agree. I feel like they're pushing it a little bit. They're trying their case. Good for them. I just personally don't like this, but it's just my personal opinion. Yeah, just because you're not obligated doesn't mean, and just because they're not in close proximity, that's also something. I don't know. I would feel uncomfortable. But the fact that she didn't um agree to eh, I mean, you're adults, but that doctor's where's that doctor's note? Sometimes you got to have proof. Um May 26, 2023, Baldoni texts Lively to let her know that he's committed to making things run smoother across the board. Um oh, what's the mushroom about? That's interesting. That's cute. I don't even know. It's so weird. Anyways, Blake, I'm so sorry to hear you and blank are sick. Heartbreak. I know it's literally the last thing you needed right now on top of a tough week. I pray it comes. We've read this before. I know this week it was a lot, and I am committed to making things run smoother across the board. Okay. Wayfarer was made aware that Lively gosh, this feels like the goalpost is always changing in this, right? Does anyone else feel that way? Like, not just from her, but it feels just like chaos. And yeah, productions can be a lot. It just feels like chaos. It feels like it's one thing after another. First, the rooftop scene. It's like so many fires to put out. I don't blame him at the end, just being exhausted. Instead of her being collaborative with him, I feel like she was just more of a burden to him and to the whole production. And I even said, even as simply an executive producer with the money in mind, she should have some sort of awareness of what she's contributing to all of this. Wayfarer on May 29th was made aware that Lively had placed a call to the film's Sony executive to share a few grievances. That okay. Um Baldoni's so the okay. Baldoni's sexy comment about the wardrobe of her character Lily, which as previously contextualized was benign and mischaracterized by Lively, who took the comment personally. Video documentation clearly shows the comment was made in a non provocative tone by a director to his actress. We don't have that right now. Heath showed her post home birth video. Number 2 and 3, Lively shared her grievances about the first AD, suggested that she be replaced. She and the second AD, who is also a woman, were shortly thereafter let go. Oh, so Lively shared her grievances about the first AD, and I guess both the first and second AD were let go, both being women, or at least the second AD being women. Baldoni and Heath were told that during the call. Why? Why? During the call, the Sony executive asked Lively if she wanted to take any formal action regarding her remarks. Lively responded that she was not interested in pursuing anything formally, and which she also stated. Following the conversation, the Sony executive informed Baldoni and Heath of Lively's narrative, both of whom were stunned by the framing of the events. Okay. In her later CRD complaint, filed more than a year and a half later, Lively distorted the nature of this call, claiming she had contacted the Sony executive specifically to file an HR complaint and was told Sony was powerless to act. That's BS. Sony is not powerless to act. What are they talking about? This account is highly dubious, as Lively's pattern of successfully getting her demands met makes it difficult to believe she would have been dissuaded so easily from pursuing formal action if that had been her true intent. Absolutely. And this makes, to that secret recording, as we call it right now, it makes even more like, she doesn't know the word no. She was not dissuaded from people saying, no, you can't use my song that you really want in your movie, but she was dissuaded from like making a formal complaint, excuse me, about her personal safety or emotional, physical, mental safety and comfortableness. um Hard to believe, right? Which one's more important to someone usually? I don't think a song being in a movie is that important as your personal safety. I'm just saying. But, okay. Let's read some more about this. Moreover, Sony immediately uh, stated that the complaints were not in nature, that Lively did not want to file a complaint. Okay, wait. Moreover, Sony immediately informed Wayfair, stated that the complaints were not that way in nature, that Lively did not want to file a formal complaint, and that she simply wanted to bring in their attention so they would be more mindful going forward. Certainly, had she filed a complaint, Wayfair would have formally addressed any issue. I mean, again, let's not get into semantics, Wayfair either. May 30th, 2023, Baldoni reflecting on this conversation with Sony executive number one. On May 29th, regarding Lively's framing of the sexy comment and birth video, decides to draft a note for Lively in an effort to rebuild rapport and clear the air. However, Baldoni also sensed that Lively was intentionally manipulating the facts. Despite this, Baldoni asked producer number one to pass along the following note to Lively. I'm sorry for the pause, but wait, what? This is a text message. What do you mean asking the producer to pass the note? And why? First of all, so you have more like opportunity for misunderstandings and stuff. What? I guess maybe he thought, well, so it's like less intimidating. Like if there is an intimidate, or like, I don't know. Blake, I really hope that blank is okay and your symptoms are getting better. I'm so sorry you are going through this. I want you to know that I've been made aware of your concerns and I hear you. They are fully received and adjustments will be made imminently. Also, the dailies are looking wonderful, and while the last 2 days were tough, I assure you that your work was fantastic. I truly believe you are creating one of your most honest performances that will have a long lasting and powerful impact. Look forward to working with you when you feel better, Justin. I'm reading it out of context. What's the context? Sorry. Um okay. Change her headline. She has amendment on her headline. Read the full. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm like, is this about what is going on? um. Oh, I don't know. Didn't they give us a lot for this weekend? We're all on this. Let's rope in our whole families. We're all sitting around the fire tonight. This is pretty crazy. June 1st, upon returning to production, I mean, also the headline to my live, I can't really change that until after. So, yeah, sorry. I don't know. It wasn't meant to be a clickbait. It was literally that's what I thought was happening. And I went and then it was already in the works, the thing. So, sorry about that. Um, I'll change it afterwards. Upon returning to production, Lively requested a meeting with Baldoni and the film's producers, during which she shared a series of grievances that she appeared to have spent the past 5 days over analyzing. From the outset, it was clear that she had scrutinized every minor interaction and perceived slight from the previous week. Okay. In the meeting, Lively revisited the sexy comment and an issue Baldoni had already apologized for twice. First, minutes after the incident on May 23rd, and again later, Lively herself had previously acknowledged and seemingly accepted the apology. Despite this, Baldoni apologized a third time in an effort to move forward. Additionally, she accused Heath of looking at her on May 16th when she had specifically asked him to turn his back during the conversation. Excuse me. Heath explained that he hadn't realized he had looked at her, but apologized nonetheless. Lively acknowledged, I know you weren't trying to cop a look. Um, Lively further claimed also, like, if you're going to make that joke, I don't know. I don't know. I have my own thoughts about how things can be handled, and I have my own thoughts around just the whole thing, but that's kind of beside the point. Lively further claimed that Heath had shown her a video of his wife's home birth and thought it was pornographic. Heath, shocked by this characterization, confirmed that she did, in fact, understand that it was a video of a post birth recording of his wife and newborn daughter. He also explained that Baldoni has asked him to throw your friend under the bus, Jamie. Throw him under the bus. It's like, if I'm going down, you're going down with me. Show the clip to Lively as part of creative discussion, blah blah. The meeting underscored the escalation tensions, with Lively using the opportunity to air grievances over interactions that the team had relieved were already resolved. Okay, so can I zoom in? Morning, you guys. This is the 1st of June. If you guys, sorry, morning. If you guys want to have a 5-minute check in before rehearsal, I can pop out of makeup early and meet you in my trailer. Eager to get back to work on a solid track. Or I can travel early before Brandon if we have somewhere on set. Absolutely, producer. Can we do immediately after rehearsal so the crew can jump into work? Producer. There's a private holding room on set and we can ride back to base with you. Blake, like to that. Producer, see you soon. Jamie Heath, wonderful. Sounds great. See you shortly. Okay, cool. Important note. Neither during this meeting nor at any other point during production did Lively bring up any of the more serious allegations that she would later include in her complaint. We've included the facts of the matter above for the sake of timeline while fully believing that these allegations were only added to Lively's complaint to bolster her claim and not as a reflection of the truth. June 2nd, 2023. I also want to say this like exchange just gives me like so much power. Like, hey guys, uh, want to have like 5 minutes? I don't know. I wouldn't, where I am at my level, I would not imagine to basically phrase that way to my director or producers. But she wanted to be a producer and she is a big, big name. Just saying that with the power again, just to reiterate the power balance and imbalance was not quite your usual. I don't know. Um, yeah. After June 2nd, after sharing her thoughts during the meeting on June 1st, Lively was still comfortable inviting Baldoni into her trailer and rehearsed their lines together while she pumped. So, okay, this makes a little bit different, right? It looks a little different with understanding that context of this text message exchange wasn't like early on and then she changed her mind, but it was actually after she already had brought up things that made her uncomfortable. Um, and this was like, "Hey, I'm pumping in my trailer, or I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." He said, "Copy eating with crew, and we'll head out that way." Then she said, "Take your time." And as far as the headline, yeah, yeah. Sorry, like I said, I didn't mean to like do it anything. Um, yeah. Um, so June 3rd, after facing pressure from Sony and one of the film's producers who believed Lively was no longer responding favorably to the first assistant director, Baldoni and Heath made the difficult decision to dismiss the first AD despite feeling she was being unfairly scapegoated. But why did she why what was the problem with the first CD? And I realized that I'm asking before I've read all of this. But, feeling she was okay. In their text exchange, both expressed discomfort. The move created turmoil on set as the first AD played a pivotal. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first AD is like huge, huge. Making her replacement is a significant challenge. Nonetheless, they ultimately conceded to Lively and Sony's request to replace her. Justin to Jamie, where you at? Best Buy with blank. You need something. Justin, nope, just checking on you. I really don't want blank to get fired. Jamie, I know me neither. Me either. And yet we are there, man. Let's talk later. Okay, so June  3rd, Heath informed the first AD that she would be replaced. Meanwhile, Lively prepared to film an emotionally intense scene in which her character, alone in a bathroom, reflects on the abuse she endured from her fictional husband, from Ryle, like Lily from Ryle. A closed set protocol was implemented that day, restricting visitors without prior approval to ensure privacy and focus. Lively, who had rewritten the scene herself, was deeply attuned to its intimate and emotional nature and played a significant role in directing the action. Notably, Baldoni's character was not involved in the scene. So Lily enters the bathroom finally alone. She turns on the shower and then undresses. Through the pain, each layer that comes off, she sees markers of her experience. Shedding their love story, she stops. Shedding their love story, she stops and really looks at herself in the mirror. How did this become her? She's on the ground in front of the shower, legs curled to her chest as the water falls down like rain behind her. She doesn't make a sound. Okay. Again, the closed set must have missed something. Why this was super relevant? Maybe just because she was directing herself and wrote the scene and all that stuff. I don't know. WGA Peters arrived on day 13 of the shoot, shoot, forcing production to act quickly to keep filming on schedule. In response, producers devised a solution to shoot on a boat far from the sound of the picketers' horns. The team spoke to a boat owner and worked out a deal to shoot on a boat. After rehearsing a scene to shoot there, along with a romance montage moment, they were about to have the boat leave the dock when the picketers arrived. At this point, Lively wouldn't cross the picket line, so we called lunch. Despite being obligated by her union to continue shooting, Lively refused to do so. According to the SAG-AFTRA website, SAG-AFTRA has a no strike clause in our codified basic agreement. It's section 3 that states the union agrees that during the effective term hereof, it will not call or engage in a strike affecting motion picture production against any producer signatory hereto. And this is the line producers, June 5th to Sony. Hi, all. Today we intend to shoot the finale of the film at a park in Jersey City. We were met with picketers at all entrances to the park. They then began chanting. We moved the crew and work trucks to base camp, which happened to be along the water. We spoke to a boat owner and worked out a deal to shoot there. After lunch, okay. At that point, Blake wouldn't cross the picket line, so we called lunch. After lunch, the picketers were still at the park, as well as blocking the entrance to the base camp lot. We then called wrap. We shot one insert today of Lily putting a napkin in her father's grave. We cheated it in the base camp lot. Justin and Blake are rehearsing now for upcoming scenes. Tomorrow we are back at our Lily Bloom's Flower Shop location in Hoboken to complete our work there. If you are, oh, and this is the SAG-AFTRA website taken. Okay. Um, yeah, the union agrees that it will take such affirmative action as may be necessary. Not gonna lie, that it doesn't quite make sense, but I'll go with their explanation. June 5th, 2023, Baldoni, still feeling terrible about letting the first AD go, shared that he wanted to reach out. Below is the text exchange between Baldoni and Heath. Um, I feel like I need to write or call. Blank seems so wrong to be silent. Yeah, I get it. I think you should write an email, not a phone call or a text. It's a bit too casual. Um, Also, I don't think it should be a long one and over explaining right now. I think it would fall on deaf ears. Sometimes we need to just feel the pain and work through the frustration so that then any words offered can be received. Yeah, true, Jamie. But I agree, not saying anything seems wrong. I think just some words like blank, I know this must be hard. I'm so sorry. Hopefully we can have a conversation at some point when you uh feel it to be appropriate, but for now I simply wanted to tell you that I appreciate you and I'm so very sorry. This is not your fault. Whatever version you're right, I think it should be short and not trying to explain yourself because that'll feel right now something like oh, that'll feel right now like an excuse. I have said Jamie and his texting is infamous to me with this. Like an excuse, and that's not what anybody wants in that position at the moment. Okay, I'm surprised Siri is getting everything so accurate. Now I know you're using Siri. I love that was the last line of that message. Sometimes you have to like include the levity of things. Like, I just want you to know that I love and appreciate you deeply. This whole thing has been heartbreaking, a heartbreaking mess. I know this must be hard, and I'm so sorry. Hopefully, we can have a conversation at some point when you feel it be appropriate. But for now, I simply want to tell you that I appreciate you, and I'm so very sorry. This is not your fault, and not that you need it, but Jamie and I and everyone at Wayfair will always be defenders of you, your work ethic, skill, and heart. Love, Justin. That is beautiful. As Jamie says, wonderful. It says appreciate you twice, maybe change one of them to a different word. I think it was fine. Um, I don't think that mattered at that time. Oh boy. Yeah, welcome Maria. Yeah, she went through all of this. I can't believe she got through it. It was I think she got to the website though first, and I was like, "What is going on?" And she went straight to the timeline part, it seemed like. But yeah, it took her a while too. It was a lot. It's a lot. Um, but yeah, Lively and Baldoni still remained cordial and kind over text June 9th. I'm on route to can I get this is the hot matcha. Okay, whatever. Um June 10th, recognizing that it had been I'm curious what was the reasoning? Why are they not sharing? I'm becoming so entitled. They don't owe us anything. But why are they not sharing? Having said that, why are they not sharing why Blake wanted the first AD gone? Especially like she's a woman, so it wasn't SH. What was there? Not that that can't happen too, but like, what was the reason? Recognize and because like the first AD is so huge, so huge. Man, recognizing that it had been a tough week with multiple production shutdowns due to picketers and an extra shoot day added on Saturday to make up for lost time, Baldoni sent a text to Lively stating this. I just wanted to say thank you for giving this week 110%. I know how hard it must be to be shooting and also have your partner gone and feeling exhausted. I appreciate all you've done to help us catch up and the extra work and energy you've put in. It has not gone unnoticed. And while I know you felt off yesterday, the work in that scene was beautiful. Have a great weekend. Blake, thanks so much for this text. I appreciate your empathy and I give it in return. That's not empathy. You're in the same boat. I always trying to give my all and then half again more. You do too. I appreciate it, X. I'm not really being mean with that when I say that. It's not so much about Blake per se, but just that is when you say I give it in return, it's not like a sorry or like, I don't know, like a hi or how are you or something. Empathy, like you have to, it has to come from the heart. But that's just like, I guess maybe semantics. June 13th. Oh, okay. So June 13th, she asked for dailies. Hey, would you mind giving me access to dailies? I'm curious because my manager. Okay. All right. So the theory with Ryan being jealous is maybe possible at this point, since I thought like she asked for dailies at the end of like, February or March or whatever, right? Because she had gone to that's how they said it at first anyways. So he states that is unorthodox. Concerned, we read this in the previous one. He says, "Hey guys, like she wants these," and they're like, "Don't give it to her." I'd say no, but check her contract first. I was waiting for blank to respond first. It's an absolute no for me as well. Respectfully, not sure best way to respond, being how delicate it is. Now it's starting to fall into place. All the little pieces and the pieces, I will say that in the coming days, it's going to be very interesting because I feel like there's some things here that they can use, Blake Lively's team can use on their side. And that, not, there's some things that are not that clear. But it does kind of paint a much more, the painting is coming into focus more, you know. Excuse me. Um I love you reading the comments backwards, the lost look on your face. Like, what did I miss? Yeah. Yeah, because I wish it would kind I could like check off the ones that I see so I know where it starts. So that's why I went backwards. Because then I'll like figure out where like it's familiar, but that doesn't quite work. um June 14th, 2023. And also say hi to your wife. Um so yeah, June 14th, 2023. Oh boy. Due to the ongoing WGA picketing, Baldoni, Heath, and Wayfair made the difficult decision to shut down production until the strike was resolved. Cool. And then yeah, I don't feel like this is, I think this was in there in this before, and I'm going to skip through that. Production on the film was temporarily halted on June 14th, and then next day, June 15th, production was notified that the WJGA had agreed not to picket their set, allowing filming to continue. But then Lively already left. She made arrangements to join her husband in London and refused to return. Um, so Lively shot in total for 16 days during phase one of production. Below is an email from It Ends With Us production attorney notifying Lively's lawyer that despite Lively's unavailability, production had not shut down, and further inquired about the status of the still unsigned certificate of engagement, which we also read this before. Um, so production halted June 14th, and then she instantly left. I wonder how like clear that was, or was it like, hey, we're shutting down, like temporarily halted, like we're on pause, wait to hear from us tomorrow or something. I don't know. I can understand wanting her to be with her family and with her husband. But also you also have responsibilities and you signed up for this, and this is kind of your life. Like, I know it's hard. I've had moments, at work, at jobs where you have other things come up or whatever, and you really hate that you have to show up to work instead. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I can see both sides on that one. So, production made an attempt to reach out to Blake to stay until the 23rd, um, as originally planned, but we were told that she was leaving, and as a result, we are using the time to shoot other scenes where Blake's character is not in. Um, okay. We have to do pickup at a later time, and as of now, production has not shut down. Could you please advise to the status of getting the CNE signed? 16th of June, Wayfair undertook a significant and costly effort to rework the shooting schedule, prioritizing scenes featuring the younger versions of the character who had not shot any scenes thus far. Okay. All right. I take back what I was saying whenever I was saying it. My brain. So they had not already finished. They had not even started. So and they did say principal first day shoot photography. First day of principal photography opened with her with Blake. So okay. Um cool. That's yeah. This was no small task as it involved relocating to different locations, securing revised shooting permits on short notice, and coordinating adjustments to travel plans and accommodations for cast and crew. The logistical challenge, and then they also fired the first AD, who is, I am 99% sure, in charge of all of this. So it was a new AD, first AD, figuring all of this out, the relationships maybe that needed or had been built to do this also weren't there, yeah, gosh. I wonder how many movies that we see and we enjoy on the screen, and then the cast and crew don't ever say anything like this. They don't sue each other, nothing comes out, and they're just all like, oh yeah, it was great working with them, or like, yeah, it was okay, or whatever. I wonder how many are like this, where you're like walking away from, those scenes in movies where like the car is like blowing up in the background, and you're just, the character is like just tired, clothes torn, muddy face and body and all that stuff. Like that's what I feel like everyone at the end of this shoot felt. And Justin shared a picture of him and Emily on the last day or something. that's that's kind of what it looked like. Like we survived, I think. And it's still going. It's still going. This started on, let's say January 2023, more or less. Maybe not exactly in this way. And we are in January 2025. And if they will go to trial in 2026, it would be what, 3 years, 4 years of this? Ironic. It ends with us. Ironic. It's like never ending. Um, Young Atlas participated in Alex Neustater. Sorry about the name. Participated in an on-set electronic press kit (EPK) interview designed for the film's promotional campaign. Below are the questions and the producer's responses, highlighting his experience on set. So just a few days later, okay. Speaker one, yeah, I'm a huge supporter of that for sure. But tell me about working with Justin. What that's been like. Alex, I love his energy, man. He brings so much passion and he cares so much about it. I'm sorry, I'm reading it so monotonously. So much about it that you can't help but feed off of that. And even through all the turbulence of these scenes that we're doing, it's just that energy and passion that's really driving everything. And also, he's very creatively open if things aren't feeling right or we need to change. Little things, super flexible, which really makes all the actors more comfortable together, I think. Isabella Ferrer, young Lily, participated in an on-set EPK interview designated for the film's promotion. So the same thing. So what was the most rewarding part of being on the Ends With Us set? At least for me, this is one of my very first projects. So I think working with professionals that have been doing, I think, this for a really long time, but also who are so open. The crew and Justin and all the actors that I've worked with have just been so open and welcoming. I've never felt belittled in any sort of way. I think just because being able to come into set and feeling seen and heard and feeling immediately comfortable and being able to just go in to do what I do and not having any anxieties or worries about how I might be, or yeah, I just feel very accepted, I think. Okay. Oh, and it goes on. How has it been working with Justin? Oh my God, so good. So good. Did I say four so's? Four so's. He's been so generous with with advice and just overall in the entire process of letting me observe and really take in everything he's taken really good care of. I mean, everybody, it seems, and I think there's a lot that's always is going on in productions, and I think he has a really great method of just being able to keep things positive and find ways of uplifting and then going. And then there's also this look at that. Is this transcribed? And I feel like that's, as an actor who's also first starting, when you're trying to get used to everything, it's really important to have someone go, "That's really good. Okay, now let's look at this." And there's no patronizing, there's no, I don't feel not heard. I don't feel like I can go up to him. I always feel like I can go up to him and ask for anything. I mean, our first phone call after I got this job, it was a FaceTime. And the first thing he said to me was, like, whatever you need, whenever, call me. I immediately had his number. There was an immediate understanding that literally, whatever, if I needed anything, I knew that I could reach out to him. And that was immediately such a comforting feeling that I wasn't just diving into something and not knowing what was going to happen. Yeah. I can imagine how people are going to spend that one. Um, Important note, Isabella and Alex share these sentiments. Okay, they're not married. It just said his last name, but they're not married. Share these sentiments regarding their working experience with Baldoni prior to spending time with Lively during the promotional tour of the film. June 22nd, Brendan Sklenar participated. Oh, okay. So this is where he had that, right? Um, so Brendan saying, "Oh yeah, no, he did. Yeah, I'll get into." Did Justin reach out to you to talk about the piece? Okay. I'll get into. I mean, I'm just trying to string it together in my brain so it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, we are too. What drew me to the project initially, I didn't have an awareness of this book and the significance it had in the world. I mean, all over the world. And I had a phone call with Justin, our director, and over the course of that phone call, and it became very clear to me that this like helps to make it bigger. And that this was and what it meant what this was and what it meant to the people who have read this book, men and women alike, but largely women all over the world, and how much it's helped them. And then also Justin's passion and his intention behind making this film, I think was one of the biggest things for me, because he does have such a strong intention and you can feel it when you speak to him about it. And I think when creating anything, I mean, that's kind of paramount in making something halfway decent. And his intention is very strong, and he hires people who also have a very clear intention. And I think collectively, the chances of making something that is impactful, hopefully as marginally impactful as the book has been, would be a massive success. And I think that was a real eye opener to me, just hearing him firsthand and what it meant to him and what it's meant to so many people. Uh, it's translate. How have you seen translate daily on set sort of experience of actually making the film versus talking about it theoretically? Okay, all right, okay. Because I was like, okay, well, that's all good. Not really telling us much. It's translated just in terms of just the vibe on set. It's really, really pleasant set to be on, and it comes from the top. Jamie Heath, our producer, he's such a lovely guy, and Justin is so warm, and there's no tension. It's just a very open, safe environment as you'd hope it would, and the message we're trying to get across isn't always the case on sets. It could be a really tense environment. Well, for one person, it was. And that's the thing. Isn't it interesting that like one person, and he isn't a new actor, but that one person, it had a completely different experience. And that can happen and that can be, valid. It also says something, a tiny bit of something. It could be really tense environment, and that sometimes kills art and sometimes it fuels it. But I think in this case, it's essential for making what we're doing. I'm grateful to a really, really pleasant experience being on set. Yeah. But how does this get blurrier? It's the same graphic, right? Maybe it's not. No, it's not. Sorry, it is a different. Yeah, it's a different picture. All right, the last two, and then we'll do the social bits. Both of them are okay. Wait, you don't have any to say anything nice about Jamie. How was it working with the producers, Blank and Jamie? Both of them are. I've had more, but both have been great. I mean, like I said earlier, it's just been a really something positive work environment. Just really kind people. And I think it just comes. We've had some bumps along the way, as you do in films, and scheduling things and unexpected shifts. Sometimes I can't even hear what I'm reading because I'm trying so hard to read, to like see the actual words. I don't even know what I read. But something about the scheduling and conflicts and unexpected shifts and location changes and schedules, and everyone just, I've yet to see someone throwing a clipboard and yelling or anything. So everyone seems to be keeping their head above them or something about them, and coming to work with a smile on their face. And yeah, it's great. They're lovely. They're lovely people. That's a good crew. You don't want your actors stressed about all the tension that's happening anywhere else with the crew, with other actors, etc. You want to keep that, separate. Not all cast members participated in the EPK interview. June 26th, Lively checks in from London to send well wishes and request access to select scenes that Baldoni had prepared. The two co-stars remain in open communication. So you're not gonna come, finish your scenes, but you're going to request to look at these scenes. I don't know. I think it's also because I'm so tired of reading this. I'm just like, I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her involvement in this that wasn't there. She and we can see he was like collaborative with everyone, not just with her, right? Oh gosh. Oh, I had my ice pack. The ice pack for, throwback kind of stuff. Like it works for me better than heat. I hope it went well. It went so well this week. You you happy with what you got? Such an important piece of the puzzle. Would you mind asking whoever sent before the pick again? I was locked out of my account and I never got to see it. It's expired now. They can make it so it doesn't expire ideally. Would love to see that edit of the scene you have as well, and anything else you want to share. Also, we all have strep again. How is it possible? How is it possible? Is this possible for someone to have strep? This is the fifth time or fourth time in a matter of like 6 months. They're in June? Yeah, June, 6 months. And I'm sorry I say this. This might be true. I just, don't you get immunity after you get it once or like something? Especially like, like, this is literally, is it the fourth time? She had it three times, I think, in 1 month, in February, March, January, April, somewhere around there. Like, I don't know. I thought you like, maybe she needs to change doctors. Maybe she has the woo woo doctors that aren't giving her the right treatment. I don't know. Um, Thought you'd appreciate that. Hope you're all well. Oh no, hope you guys are on the mend. Kids have been amazing. So proud. Last day today. I'll email them now and get it reposted for you. Sorry, my back is like is there's it's like my sciatic nerve I think is like squished for some reason. Okay, so happy to hear. Okay. Final day of shooting phase one was June 27th. Production will go on hiatus until the WGA and SAG strike is resolved. All right. So this is production notes that we can't read. Camera test on the 3rd of May. Day one was the 10th, I think. Oh, I wish we could read this. People who created this PDF, I think you can do better. Maybe they should put like all the images, on the website in their own thing away from the PDFs. So this is their shooting schedule. Cool, cool, cool. Interesting. Isabella Ferrer reaches out to Baldoni on July 11th, 2 weeks after production had wrapped, to share her gratitude for her experience. We read this in the lawsuit. Lively again reaches out to check on July 19th during the SAG strike to inquire about Baldoni's assembly cut and to request access to the dailies for a short time. Her first request was on June 13th. Baldoni, feeling it was too early to share, promises to send her cuts as soon as he's ready. Lively reluctantly paid nominal lip service to the notion that Baldoni, the film's director, was entitled to the time and space needed for his directorial cut, but continued to push. Yeah, I mean, she by now she was like, "No, this is my movie now. I want to see the dailies. I want to, just have so much access to this." Um, yeah, yeah, Arnaldo. This is the amended. So sorry, you might have I don't know, maybe I'm misreading and I'm going backwards again. But this is the amended addition to the original complaint that they did. Um so let me try to remember. We're on page 48. So this is the website that they launched. This is the website. It doesn't have anything right now besides these two PDFs. The amended complaint, which is the original plus the additions that we read in the first part. And probably I might have missed some. I don't think so, but I probably missed some. And then this is the timeline of relevant events, which was what we started on the last live. And I already forgot. Page 48, I think. Yeah. Um, and this is why it looks a little different than where we left off. Um, but yeah, so technically, this is the website that they launched, that Brian Friedman launched. But it doesn't have anything but these two things at this moment. Okay. Loyalty 55. They actually posted everything. Who posted everything? Is there something else? Someone else wrote it for Ryan. It feels like Taylor or John Mayer to me. Like he's young Tay and Ryle is John, in my opinion. I don't know. I kind of maybe agree, but I don't really understand. I'm also I don't know, maybe, like, reading the comments is a little too much. I'm trying because I love interacting with you guys, and I like hearing things, like, maybe that I missed or, like, I didn't think or, food for thought or, like, "Ooh, idea." But sometimes I feel in this today's live, my brain is so mush that, like, I think I should understand what they're saying, but for some reason, it's not making sense. So, I'm sorry if that's the case or if, my answers don't make sense back to you. Um, yeah. Okay. So, all right, sorry. Give me 10 seconds. 1 second. Let me like shift a little bit cuz my back nerve is really pinching. Hold on. Oh boy. Okay. Well, it's not better, but uh, I did change position a little bit and walked a tiny bit. Um, okay. I think this is the text message exchange that we saw, right? I hope you and your family are well. So great, so happy, energized, solid work, such solid work from everyone. This is from Blake to Justin. Please let me know who to reach out to get the full access. Yeah, this was that one. Uh, Hope you're having a good summer. And then he said, "Hey, sorry for the slow response. Yes, family is good. Brutal being away for so long." Um, and then we read this before. I don't want to infringe on your time with your uh cut, of course. I don't feel the need to send and don't feel the need to send cutscenes. This I mean, I don't know. Maybe you were reading into this. Maybe I'm reading into this. But reading that, like, don't feel the need to send cutscenes. I just wanted to see. I was just excited to see the dailies. Like, just give me the raw footage so I can do whatever the heck I want with them. You know, I still don't think it was the dailies, even though it was earlier than I thought these came. I still don't think it was like Ryan being jealous. Could be, but I think it was her wanting to do her own cut already. Because if she directed that one scene of herself crying in the bathroom, which I don't even remember was that in the movie, but if she like rewrote that scene, directed herself in that scene, and acted in that scene, like she if that's the case, if that's the truth, she already was like, yes, this is my movie. I'm going to make this my movie. Um Oh no, Maria, you didn't confuse me. I just feel lost. Just I think it's just my brain right now. I'm sorry. um, but yeah. But yeah, if again, this is the website that I got from TMZ stating that this is the website that, Justin's team's released. So if I got that wrong or if there's anything else or, you know, yeah, let me know. In the meantime, I am more than happy to like redo it. Um, okay, so then, or not redo it, but like pause and go that direction because I'm waiting to see if they will release like the actual video footage and stuff more. It would be crazy. It would be so crazy for them to do all of this right before the Monday hearing because at that point they could be like, well, whoops, but that's the thing. I don't know legally if that's denial. They can't have a deniable plausibility or whatever, like because they already were served with the intention of like, hey, we don't want this to happen. um, but on the other hand, if that's not illegal for them to release everything beforehand and then take it down, once the hearings declares, if it declares like, yeah, you shouldn't, then we, the public, already have seen it because we will see it instantly. We will like see every piece and inch of that, anything that they give us instantly. And we might not have it all later, but we'll have it in our memory. Um, a day later, Lively disregards the note about the film and instead thanks him for the matcha machine. Wait. Happy birthday, Blake. Coincidentally, today is the last day of my edit as we are closing the room until we shoot again. It's been wildly successful and I'm so happy. You are so fantastic in the film. I'm sending you over one of my favorite sections. I feel like they're both playing like they're not willing to work with one another anymore. Basically, he's not willing to like give anymore, she's not willing to give anymore, and they're both like in this like standoff. I won't be posting or sending anything to anyone after this, but I'm excited to show you more in person when we come back, which I think is fair. Please, uncomfortable, sure, I would want access to everything too, but I think it's fair. Please watch before Sunday as all Pix accounts get shut down on Monday until we are back up. Can't wait to hear what you think. Have an amazing day, XX. Thank you so much for the matcha machine. That was very thoughtful. Enjoy. Also, matcha, my understanding is that it should not be in a machine. It should be like really like quality, calmly made by hand. But beside the point, beside the point, Arena. October 17th, Lively's agent and manager reached out to Heath requesting that Baldoni fly to New York to show Lively. I don't even know what to do with my hair. I want it up, but right now I'm already committed to sitting down. To show Lively the assembly cut of the film. Um, Heath, oh, this seems excessive, but it might be this or like average practice. Um, Heath responds that Baldoni is not available to travel at that time, but looks forward to showing her the rough cut when they resume production shortly. This is so weird. In anticipation, or maybe not weird, just frustrating. Don't know which one I want to use more. In anticipation of the SAG strike ending soon, Heath reaches out to Lively's representatives to, wow, it's 6 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Um, to share her shooting schedule, which was set to resume on November 15th. So Lively's agent Blake would like to see the cut this week if possible. Hate to make him fly out, but if that is how we he would like to do it, she gets it. I assume he's awkward otherwise. We'll write Jamie to let me know how best to coordinate. Hey, blank. The end of your text said we'll write Jamie too, but I'm here. Did you mean someone else? She said blanks. She suggested it. He would be down to do it this week, so I asked Blake if that would work. Let me check on that. Not sure why what blank is referring to. Maybe she had a convo. I wasn't. Thanks. Hey, Justin is very much looking rough cut with Blake in person. As mentioned, he has not, nor will be sending any links as he's still in his director's cut. He's 4 weeks in and breaking until we have concluded shooting. He is not available to fly there as of right now or as of now. The plan had been once we got to Jersey. So she basically went to her agent and manager saying, "Hey, kind of like, I mean, it sounds a little bit like pouting and like, I'm not getting my candy. They're not letting me have watch my cut or his cut or whatever. I'm not getting my dailies. You do something about it. You go for it," which I think that's like, that's understandable. Going through the agent, the manager, all that stuff. But we're seeing that she's insisting on getting this. And she also, I guess like it kind of is interesting that she didn't acknowledge it, but she acknowledged the matcha machine, but she didn't acknowledge this. Like, I would like to see it sooner. And then if she got like the response, then she would like engage in this. But I don't know, whatever. These are like high actors, high people right now. So so much missing. Oh, okay. So join him in the screening room when she gets in. Where did I go? The plan has been once we got to Jersey prepping for our shoot, he would then take a segment of a day to have Blake join her through the cut, as this has been the known it to anyone. So much missing, and there are. I mean, imagine if she worked for Marvel. Hey Marvel, can you send me the dailies? Thank you. And then she like sues them and publicizes them. Um, so much missing, and there are placeholders, and it requires his real-time input while viewing. So quite simply, the plan is once we arrive to Jersey, he will share. If we don't make it due to the strike, then once we deal with that, we can revisit and figure out a path to share. I'm sure you get it. I feel like all around this is reasonable. Her insisting, It's her right to insist. I don't think it's, you know, I feel like it's a little weird, but all super valid. Okay. In anticipation of SAG strike ending soon on November 8th, Heath reaches out to Lively's representatives to share her shooting schedule, which was set to resume November 15th. Shoot day number one actually being the 27th, but having rehearsals, I guess. Costume fitting, and then rehearsal. Yeah, cool. November 9th, Heath reaches out to Lively's lawyer about getting aligned, informing her that production was on ground. Hey, long time no speak. I hope you're well. As you might know, we are back in Jersey prepping for the last 2 weeks, hoping that the strike would end soon. And here we are. With that, I'd love to have a chat with you about moving forward and get aligned the best we can at this stage. Can you give me a ring? Thank you so much, Jamie. On the very day the SAG-AFTRA strike ended, Baldoni, the studio, and the producers were eager to resume production. However, their plans were disrupted by an unexpected email from Lively's lawyer. The email contained a 17-point list. We read all about this. Moving forward, November 9th, November 10th, Heath contacted Sony. We already read through that in the previous um, lawsuit, in his lawsuit in Justin's. November 10th, a producer emails Heath back, spoke to Blank, who spoke to Blake this AM, knowing there is a separate conversation happening amongst attorneys. He shared that she is available to us starting December 5th and would love to finish the film sooner rather than later. She would also like to see the new pages and one liner. Blank did not mention a plan for seeing the footage. Believe they are discussing that internally. Okay. Um, these demands presented separately as the lawyers were discussing this. It had nothing to do with safety and appear to be okay. That's their words. Production counsel responds seeking clarification and stating Wayfair, Sony, and production respectfully acknowledge that your client has concerns regarding safety, professionalism, and workplace culture. Although our perspective differs in many aspects, ensuring a safe environment for all involved is paramount in irrespective of differing viewpoints. This is November 11th, and this is extremely blurry. And if you will give me the grace to not read this, I would appreciate it. This is, oh my gosh. I think the thing with this is so tiring because of these blurry screenshots. And I don't understand why they are so blurry. Um, yeah. So this is the return to production, protections for return to production. It's email. And then Wayfair Sony production respectfully acknowledge that your client something. I don't know. So they respond to this is the response to like agreed, waiting on your clarification regarding something filming, and then agreed without the mutual approval from Sony has a line something. So they have some notes. Um, cool. November 11th, 2023, while working through Lively's protection letter for her return to work, Wayfair counsel seeking to keep the production on track reaches out to Lively's lawyer, agent, and manager to send over the requested production materials, one-liner, schedule, and new script pages, etc. Additionally, Wayfair counsel sought to coordinate a time for Lively to view the rough cut as promised, all in an effort to maintain production progress. She is probably so hating me right now. She's like, no, I'm not very happy with this. Um, so in an effort to keep us on track, here's the stuff, basically. And then yeah, it has come to the attention that Miss Lively may be in London for the moment. I wanted to let you know that Company 3 has a screening facility here. Please let me know if this would be more convenient for your client. We would be glad to arrange the screening there if preferred. In London, I guess. Okay. November 13th, after some back and forth with Lively's counsel, the Lively camp's response made it clear that the list was not open for negotiation. Cool. We already went through that. How are we doing, guys? Our brains mush, all of us, after everyone covering this? I know I'm like so mush right now. Um, I thought he posted that he amended his lawsuit due to the amount of proof that came to light. Yeah, and then they added more proof, more evidence, more whatever you want to call this. So he launched the site with the receipts they had already and added the amended doc. Yeah, they so far just have these two. Yeah, sorry. Never mind, I got it. See, this is where I should have read that first. Okay. So, what's this calendar? Can you imagine reworking? I really taken the work and the craziness. Calibrating the schedule so many times for one person. Understand, this person is big and all that stuff, but I feel like you need, as a big celebrity, to be humble enough to not have the whole world revolve around you, and that these people also have lives, have families, and you need to like be respectful back. You're asking for respect, you need to be respectful. I definitely, I don't know, I take issue with how much they had to like work around her so much. Not saying that, and regardless, honestly, regardless of what happened, and that's the thing, like, if what she claims happened, which so far we've not seen anything besides that comment and the video. Those are the only things so far, right? And the birthing scene and something else. Um, but it's like she's using it. It's not fair. It's not fair. Deep fried brain. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 uh, Um, oh, okay. Sorry. All right. So, boy. Sony executive notifies Wayfair on November 20th that Lively has not approved the A-list producer and introduced him to Baldoni and Heath. So this is from that meeting that they had on, you know, right before, where she's like, I need my own producer. I need like, you know, an additional producer and an additional executor or something. Sony executive, hi, all, it's Blank, and Lively's agent has told me Blake has approved A-list producer. Yay. Yay. I know you all are getting together tomorrow to show A-list producer footage. A-list producer, please share who Wayfair should contact regarding your deal. Thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you guys and footage tomorrow. Best. Despite working around the clock to meet the December 11th shoot date, Lively was ultimately unavailable, and production was once again rescheduled to start in January. The production office was notified, shut down, and set to resume in mid January. This is so messed up. This is so messed up. And I feel like, you know, those of us who are, as people say, Team Justin, I kind of reluctantly say that because it's, I don't know. But those of us who are leaning on Justin's side versus Blake's side, we're talking about two different things. People that are pro Blake winning this case, or this legal battle, are talking more about, a woman who had SH and or was SH'd, and um on top of that, like, smeared, intended to intimidate her to be quiet about it or whatever. On the other side, it gets more complicated because my friend isn't watching my live. She just texted me if I saw this one comment. Well, yes, I actually read it. Sorry, side note. But yeah, I think we're like in such a complex, deep brain kind of stuff because We're like, wait, it's so much more than that. And it's so complicated. And we claim that didn't even happen. Um, but I think we are fighting, so to speak, for a lot more things, like a lot more ducks, where she has like these two ducks, the SH and the smear campaign slash retaliation or whatever. And this is like this person just moved everyone's life around to her will. And she's claiming these things, making everything so much more costly, so much more difficult, all this stuff. um It's just a mess. I don't know. I had a better thought in my mind when I started that sentence, and it just didn't happen that way. I'm glad you're reading it because I can't too much for my brain. Yes. And fun fact, this is exactly why I started reading it on camera, the original one, because I'm like, I really want to read this, but I'm not going to be able to read it like, just quietly. Because I do have ADHD, and that wasn't going to happen. So that's how it all started for me. And here I am. This is why also I'm really curious to read this. But if it was just me, even if it was just me on live and no one else was here, I would still like this would still help reading it out loud because it is so much, but it is also equally brain frying. December 27th, Baldoni emailed his team of producers with notes on his revised script, expressing sadness and frustration over Lively's takeover of a film they had spent years developing, writing, and funding. Oh, yeah. Having no energy left to fight, we read this. He reluctantly declared that he was waving the white flag and submitting and would give Lively 98% of what she wants. This is how we feel right now, right? We almost feel like just whatever, just take it. And imagine going through this. Obviously, not the same thing, but imagine going through this like where your brain has to be constantly in problem solving mode all the time. Goalposts keep moving, new fires, new weasels, whatever, whack a moles, new moles are popping up, and you're just had enough. And to him it was like, let this movie be over. We like, it's really sad what's kind of coming out of this, and he was trying to still make a positive project and an impact, but he's probably like, yeah, I cut my losses in a way, move on to the next project and learn from this mistake. Who to hire, how to manage things, and also in like how, things that came up that are probably relevant or great, food for thoughts for them too. Like, okay, like maybe hire this or make this more clear or ask more questions around this or whatever. So, yeah. So we read this before, and by we I mean this was in the previous lawsuit, in Justin's previous lawsuit. Um, but yeah, yeah. Anyways, Lively emails Baldoni to request a meeting at her apartment with him and team ahead of the state. Okay, so the meeting hadn't happened. All right. So that, oh yeah, 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 because her new appointed A-list producer or whatever was also at that meeting. B to Justin. Hey, I hope you and your family had a nice holiday. We'd love to set the time for our meeting before we start production. We'll be back in town January 4th. Does 3 p.m. work? We'll host in Tribeca. Happy to have just you. Not sure if Jamie will be on set, but he's welcome. We can also have the whole team, blank and blank you prefer. So good for Justin saying, "No, no, no. Like, I'm bringing more than just me." Because imagine if it would have just been him. But at this point, I think he clearly saw there was no good faith. There was no trust. He could not trust her. He, like, needed to have people like witnesses, because then things would get yelled at. Who knows, So man, January 4th, Baldoni Heath, a Sony executive, a producer, the A-list producer that she requested, and the film's first AD, the second, the film's second first AD, met at Lively and Reynolds' New York apartment ahead of the scheduled production restart on January 4th. So on the same day, the team arrived prepared with with production binders in hand. I also, very side note, I'm sorry I'm interrupting, this mid thought, but also wanted to acknowledge that I've not seen one Miss Baldoni and Mr. Lively. Like her complaint, I don't know, has anyone caught that in her complaint? Um, the one pertaining especially to the "it smells good, you smell good," that kind of paragraph. Uh, in that paragraph, they mistypoed, whatever, mistyped Mr. Baldoni to Miss Baldoni. Uh, not because it was saying it a few times, and then Mr. Lively instead of Miss Lively. It's like, couldn't even get this right. Come on, especially if they had all that time to like write it. I've not seen one typo in this, and this is so much longer. They had only 80 pages. Um, Okay, so the team arrived prepared with production binders in hand, eager to kick off the next phase of filming. However, Lively had different intentions for the meeting. She began by reading from notes on her phone, outlining a series of alleged infractions from phase one. Reynolds then berated Baldoni, demanding Baldoni apologize to Lively for actions that had either never occurred or had been grossly mischaracterized. Baldoni resisted apologizing for things he had not done, which further enraged Reynolds. Everyone, including the new producer, Lively, had requested to join the production, and the Sony representative left the meeting in shock. The new A list producer remarked that in their 40-year career, they had never seen anyone spoken to in such a manner during a meeting. Later, the Sony representative shared that they often reflected on the meeting and regretted not intervening to stop Reynolds' tirade against Baldoni. Important note, though Lively's CRD complaint misleadingly suggests that the parties agreed to a list of 30 items during this meeting. Many of the items listed in her complaint were entirely new, baseless, and never presented or discussed. The only document ever shared with the parties was the 17, which had been introduced on January 5th to February 9th. As Lively admits, filming concluded without any further grievances from Lively or references to previous disputes. The parties agreed to implement and follow the protection for return to production to ensure that the film could be completed, marketed, released safely and successfully, and it was. Production of the film resumed on January 5th, concluded February 9th. The film has been a resounding success. Something. It has been something. Baldoni starts his first day back in the editing bay with his two editors on the 22nd. On the 24th, Heath and Baldoni are informed that Lively's request made through the A-list producer. This is also, I guess, when they were saying Sony's sentiment changed from helping her to, or from not helping her to helping her. It's like probably when this A-list producer came on. Um, Probably, which I guess fair enough in that sense, and like all fairs in love and war kind of sense. To join Baldoni and the editing bay, she also expressed that she had limited time before leaving to shoot her next film in April. If she could not be involved in the edit with Baldoni, she could not promise to promote the film. In doing so, again, imagine every actor, or even producer for that matter, honestly, but imagine every actor saying, if I don't see if I don't see the editing, if I'm not in the editing bay, or if I'm not involved in the edit, if I don't see any of the film before it comes out, I'm not going to promote it. That's not why you were hired there. In doing so, Lively knowingly infringed on Baldoni's DGA protected editing time. The 25th, Baldoni sends a group text to Lively and the A-list producer, to inform her that he still needs a couple of weeks to get the film into a presentable shape. Lively responds that she would like to be in the passenger seat. This was also included in the previous one, in the this lawsuit. his lawsuit, and wants to get started as soon as possible. 25th, he also sends a text to his editors to inform them of the situation. I like the editor one. Oi, that was one of the first things I learned coming here. Um, Baldoni responds to Lively's request to be in the passenger seat despite her infringement of his DGA protected time and met with Lively's threats. Baldoni let her know that he will reach out at the end of the week to update her on the progress, still attempting to be encouraging in order to keep her happy. I really wish they would release the director's cut. Yeah. Yeah. I also wonder, where is SAG and all of these? Where are they? Reading this? Are they following this? Are they like, oh, if this happens, if we see this, we're going to also pursue action? Um, you know, like, where's the directors unit, the DGA, and where is where are they? Where's that union protecting him? And then as the director, and with the SAG after, like, and the WGA and the rewriting and all the stuff, which they didn't even mention that the rewriting was during the WGA, because I guess it wasn't. When did that start? Because they rewrote that scene before. They rewrote it in April. Good morning, Blake. A-list producer and I had a great chat the other day, and he let me know you'd like to come into the edit before you leave for your film. Okay, we did have this before, I think. I agree that we work really well together, and with all you've put into this film, I completely understand wanting to give notes and have input before you leave for your other movie. With that, I started my cut on Thursday, so tomorrow will be day 3. The movie is currently all over the place, and I need a few weeks to get it into some sort of shape to even present to you. What I would like What I would love to do is bring you in on the 18th and have us work together until you leave. Did I hear the first week of April? Then once you are in Italy, as things progress, you can jump in on any free days and even on days you have a long wait between scenes. I'm also happy to send you progress. Um, Again, we had this before, and I feel like it's pretty decent to have that, extension. Like, hey, give me a chance to figure out my own edit and stuff, and then I'll share with you and we'll go through it and all the stuff. Thank you for the note. I appreciate it. So to this point, if we understand correctly, Blake didn't have the dailies, right? She only had some, and some, like, already put together cuts from his side, right? Um, Thank you for the note. I appreciate it. I love to be in the passenger seat with you as soon as possible. I don't need you to formally present anything. I understand you've just seen the first assembly and have a mountain ahead of you. I'll be invaluable to you in recall, blah, blah. Very excited to dive back into the work. Hey, Blake, I hear you, and I do know how helpful you have been and will continue to be. I do need some time to get sorted with my editors and wrap my head, blah, blah, blah. Blake, love that. All right. Baldoni and Heath connected with a senior Sony marketing executive to determine the best path forward with Lively regarding her desire to be involved with the edit and how they can all stay aligned. After that call, the Sony executive expresses to Baldoni, "We are all in it with you. At the end of this, pain is a big win." Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for the call today. I know we all want the same thing, and obviously it requires creative thinking and processing. I think we will get there indeed. Wanted to connect you and Justin, so you had each other something small, each other's email. And then Sony marketing executive, great, awesome connecting with you both. We are in it with you. At the end of all this, pain is a big win. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what we're saying right now, right? To them too. Like, just hold on. Give me a ring tomorrow, please. I want to figure out when, how to work with you. Much love, Justin. Okay. Baldoni and Wayfair enlist search engine screen engine to recruit a 100-person group, 90% female, to watch the current cut and provide feedback. Baldoni uses the results to further refine his director's cut. He shares the results, and this is the new one too. That's awesome. Um, and scorecards with Lively ahead of their planned collaboration in the edit. Um, this is not an official audience test screening. Okay. Baldoni shares the assembly cut of the film with Lively and informs her about the mini audience test screening. Um, and it is in here. Hey Blake, you should have the movie in your inbox. I'm very happy with where it is and looking forward to your thoughts. See you Monday. Can't wait to watch. Thanks for sending tonight. Speak soon. Um, Hey guys, just for your own edification, I hired Screen Engine to recruit a 100-person, 90% women group to watch the cut. 90% with all females at a 90. It scored, sorry. It played great and scored top 2 boxes with all females at a 90. Looking forward to Monday. Thanks, Justin. That's great. Please send Blake. That's great. Please send the full breakdown. Would love all scores as well as cards. It's invaluable info as we dive in. Not you. Will send as soon as I have it all being compiled now into a spreadsheet. Your eyes only, of course. 11 a.m. start tomorrow. Now, let me know if you haven't received pack post stuff, and we'll get that sent. Google Doc coming later tonight. So Baldoni text with his editors. Yeah, saw this. The Best Defense is a great movie. Um, Lively watches the work in progress assembly cut and informs Baldoni that, and the A-list producer via text, that she will not be joining the edit today, but will instead join the following day. I'm starting the film now. We'll join when I finish. See you soon. Enjoy. Just heads up, music works great in parts and needs work in others. We are onboarding a new music supervisor and editor today. Exciting stuff. Enjoy. You're fantastic in it. I just finished watching the cut. So happy. You all are really, really amazing in the film. Um, I felt so much, super emotional and complex in a great way. It's extremely watchable and engaging. This is the A-list producer. Justin Baldwin, love that. Blake, I'm not gonna join today. Let me know your timing for tomorrow. So she didn't even like acknowledge the producers, like, hey, um people and TMZ and R and yeah. Um yeah, so yeah, she didn't even acknowledge that. But yeah, okay, 10 a.m. Livy joins the edit with Baldoni and his editors. She shares 7 pages of notes, which Baldoni and editors spent hours implementing, despite Baldoni not agreeing with all of them. March 12th, March 13th, despite sharing 7 pages of notes, and I have been that actor. Yeah, but not like, "Hey, do this," but I did, like, when I was working with our little, like, 3 people crew, basically, and cast, I like, after the producer, director, and also the one who edited, um, after he did that, like, I was like, "Oh, this is what I think. These are my notes," and it was a I think a 7-minute movie or something, 12-minute movie, and I had also 7 pages, so it's not a lot, 7 pages, but yeah, also I wasn't trying to like overstep. I was maybe like I was overstepping because he didn't really need the critique or whatever, but like I wasn't like, okay, I need to sit down with you in the editing and you need to implement this. It was like, ooh, as a fellow director editor, here's my thoughts. Despite sharing 7 pages of notes and requiring Baldoni and the editors incorporate them, Lively did not show up for day number 2 in the edit with Baldoni. So she showed up one day, and she didn't show up again. Heath checks in with Baldoni via text, and Baldoni shares the following. Okay. Hey man, did she show up today? No, I told her I would let her know. and then screenshots. I wonder what that mushroom thing is about. Um, oh, sorry. And then Jamie Heath. Is this on oh no, okay, never mind. Yeah, it's like yeah, I get it. It is a sprint. Someone needs to tell her. She doesn't get it, and I'm sure she thinks I don't get the fact that she's not promoting it until she gets what she wants. It's like a cordial Mexican standoff. Didn't I say it was a standoff where the fighting is going to happen behind the scenes? This is where you guys and Sony step in. Yeah, let's discuss today. And then with the editor, what do we want to do about the falling in love montage? Now that I've gotten reel 3 off to music, I'm going through reel 4 and I see there are two cuts from the walk and talk first kiss scene in the love montage. The first one is obviously from the scene. The second one, I think we can get away with. I just spoke to Blank, who's been through all the footage, and he's there's just no more kisses from that scene. That one were in the movie. Oh, this was also he included this too. I think we have to wait on this until we solve the other Blake note of romance after Atlas. We may pull the onesie. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't what was it the onesie had to be from the book, right? I'm missing the significance of the onesie. That's an interesting scene that they pulled out. I think I'm really happy with that one being pulled out, but I'm also not a reader of the book, so maybe that was important to the book. March 15, Baldoni, keeping in mind Lively's threat to not promote the film, continues to encourage Lively to share her thoughts. Um, Hey, Blake, if possible, could you send over the rooftop scene thoughts as we never got to them? Stuff coming to you this afternoon. Hey, the rooftop is a scene we're going to just have to get in there on. It's nuanced and too many things to write down. So I put a pin for when excuse me, when we're all together working live. An overarching note from memory would be excuse me, would be to see Lily think and process so we feel what Ryle sees and feels as he takes her in. Another way of saying it is I think the fundamental shift is to consider this. The rooftop is the scene the audience falls in love with the hero. That's the goal of the scene. Is it? The goal of the rooftop isn't the scene where the audience falls in love with our hero's love interest. Okay. Is it though? That will be earned as we go and comes later. I guess, yeah, in those terms, I guess so. My take on the scene was that it was the goal is for us to be absolutely like to not see this guy as bad, right? Because the first scenes of the movie are her like she already has this. We already fall in love with Lily's character because the first scenes of the movie are her at her father's funeral. And we already connect with her not being able to get through that and say anything positive about him. And that also, those scenes could have too. And we could have understood that even better. But that's where we fall in love with the hero, with Lily. The rooftop scene, I would argue, therefore, but this is sorry, I'm getting like into a filmmaker mode, but I would argue that this scene, the rooftop scene, is absolutely where we fall for the villain, I guess you could say, or whatever. Because that's where he first appears. And the whole movie idea is like we don't know what's coming until it gets there. Super filmmaking mode right now, brainstorming. I don't think her idea, my idea, I don't think there's a better one, but I'm just going along with like what the movie is right now, the cut of the movie, and also what Justin wanted, what she wanted, what everyone wanted, what the audience wanted. That's what would make sense for me. Probably wrong. I'm not again, I'm aspiring. I'm not at that level. Um Okay, the current edit feels like it's trying to achieve the latter, or maybe both, and that becomes muddled. For a book, that may work, but for a film, this is the hero hook. Agree to disagree, Blake. From top to bottom, or maybe they changed it around. Maybe this was the first scene we saw, and we didn't have the funeral scene first. I'll say that I liked Ryle more from the rooftop scene as it is in the movie. I liked him more than her. I actually felt bad for him in that scene, not her. So I don't know how that worked. From top to bottom, the rooftop is the scene from the first word to the last that is Lily's first date with the audience. Keep the sparkle and charm everywhere you can. It infuses much needed energy. This note will help you tighten other moments, i.e., from Ryle entrance to ledge. It should be quick, shocking, mysterious, and buried. This man is enigmatic to be fully explained later as we go. I can be more helpful. Yeah, that happened. I can be more helpful when we're in the Avid. Let's get into it when we can. Happy to wait until after this preview since it's a mammoth scene. I believe there's a cut that crackles and is also much shorter. We'll find it. Is the crackle like the sparkle? Okay, thank you. Let me see where we land and we'll update you then. Stuff coming soon. Okay, love that. Excited to hear how tonight goes. Good luck to everyone. I still haven't gotten the pics. If you don't mind pinging someone to remind me, to remind. Speak soon. Great to hear from you. We're all super excited. Pinging them now as it should be in your inbox. And then Justin, hey Blake, below you'll find a comprehensive working update on everything we have been working on since we got your notes Tuesday. Some things should have come to you by now. Others will come Monday. Please know that not everything below is coming to you via pics, just the bigger things. More larger chunks will come Monday as we are still cutting in music score. I'm really happy and excited with how this is shaping up. Have a great weekend, Justin. All right. Trimmed considerably the opening. Um, Sorry. April 3rd, Sony informs Wayfair and Lively has escalated her demands. Oh, that Lively has escalated her demands now requesting solo time in the editing suite in with her own editor. A shocking and unprecedented overreach. To make matters worse, Wayfair is told that Lively has made it clear that she will not promote the film unless this demand is met. So this is where that whole, you know, Reddit posting thing probably is. Yeah, this is where that happened. Um, this maneuver felt less like a professional request and more like extortion. The gravity, sorry, I'm like skimming through this. The gravity of allowing her access to edit, a process typically reserved for the director in post production, is not lost on Wayfair. It undermines the creative integrity. And then April 4th, the A-list to request that the three of them jump in Italy. That should be an easy one to I think, connection is unstable. Sorry. Justin is unavailable, or sorry, Justin is available tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Till 1 p.m. LA time. Let us know if any of these times work for you. We need to discuss a lot of time sensitive things. Many thanks. Hey, I have no sense of my schedule this week. They're still finding their groove. It's day 3. I'm in every shot over here, and when I'm not shooting, I'm in fittings or meetings. This week is going to be near impossible. So, faced with another unprecedented demand from Lively to edit the film on her own with her own editor, sorry, Wayfair finds itself with no choice but to assent yet again. um, and I'm going to skip through this. April 17th, Sony Marketing and Baldoni coordinate efforts to have Baldoni attend Book Bonanza and show audiences a surprise early screening of the film that she takes over eventually. We heard that you love the idea of trying to screen the movie at Book Bonanza. We love it too. So it was even his idea. It was freaking his idea. It was his idea to do this. I just have one of those other moments, like, and again, this is his lawsuit, all that stuff, all that considered. I don't see right now anything that warrants her kicking him out. I seriously, right? No, nothing, nothing. She's not even really using this H stuff, a little bit, but like she's just like demanding things, just bulldozing. I think the key would be getting Blank on board early so that we could work out the details. Are you going to talk to her today? If I have a call set with her tomorrow, and I'm happy to pitch it. Justin, yep, call her today. I'll call her today. Spelling, although they might spell it right, but just with all of this, it might not show. Okay, Justin says she's on board. She's going to have her event person join the meeting with you tomorrow to talk through logistics. Yep, I'll call her today. Cool. So, April 18th, in a group text involving an A-list producer, Sony executive Baldoni, and Heath, the team discusses the possibility of sending Baldoni's editor to New York. We read this. This one was a big one when that came out. Below our text between Baldoni and his editors, the editor's like, I'll do whatever she feels comfortable. Excuse me, I want Blake to feel like she's getting what she wants so we can move on from this need of hers. Excuse me. Um, yeah, it's all about control so she could get what to where she will be next week. All good. Lively and the editor work on her cut of the film at Wayfair and Sony's expense. In the meantime, Baldoni continues cutting his version. Why, if she wanted her own editor, why was this editor pulled in? Um, all the while believing that he will have the opportunity to consider incorporating Lively's edits at a later time. April 23rd, Jamie Heath learns that Lively asked Sony to bring other creative collaborators into the cutting room with her. In response, a Sony executive relayed, I also want to know if she put her own money as the producer and executive producer as well. Did she put in the money for this budget that she's extending? Um, Wayfair has final cut and runs the process. Oh, in response, a Sony executive relayed a firm message to Lively stating this is a Wayfair movie. Wayfair has final cut and runs the process. Sony is an investor and distributor. The Sony executive hoped to reiterate that Lively needed Wayfair's approval for any such involvement, reinforcing the boundaries of her creative role. Spoke to Blank. He will tell Blake tomorrow he cannot authorize her request re-exitorial. It's a Wayfair movie. They have final cut and run process. We are only investors and releasing. Must get approval from you all. He understands. Jamie Heath, thank you for having the conversation. I appreciate you. And with that said, I'm always open and willing to hear your thoughts if we should make another decision with any of this. Okay, let's talk tomorrow. Then Blank texted with Blake Lively, shut down Blink or anyone in cutting room. She said okay. She understood. She said she did say her editor available now and tomorrow and can ask if something. April 24th, on the same day, a Sony executive informs Heath that Sony is holding firm in refusing Lively's request to bring others in the cutting room. Heath conveys Baldoni's growing frustration. Okay, let's just go through the text. Um, oh, so okay. Shut down Blank or anyone in cutting room. She said okay. She understood. She did say her editor available now, tomorrow. And can Blank ask if Wayfair okay to have editor come in with her and Blank look at some stuff. She likes Blank. I this For anyone who watches Lauren, I watched her live. Yeah, was it last night's live or something on pronouns? And I was just talking about this too. And yeah, that's how I feel right now. Like beep. Okay. Like I tell Beep, you guys are okay with this as you were before. Oh my gosh. So I understand. So I understand. Are you saying blank coming into editorial as of now is conditional on this blank phone call? And that's what I have to talk to him about. Cannot say okay to blank now. Justin needs to hear the feedback from you as let's just go over here. As you know, this whole thing is incredibly overwhelming and troublesome. The fact that Blake has access to blank during this process and we don't is not landing for him. Oh, so if this ask has come from Blake through blank, it's not unreasonable that we have firsthand conversations as well. That said, I heard your point and understand. I'm trying to manage both sides, putting my own position aside. I think once we three speak, he will sign off on it after hearing your thoughts. Since you're requesting we don't speak to blank, you can articulate it from Sony's perspective to him. Sony executive. Blank is the lifesaver here. That she will not engage with Justin Wayfair, me, and he inherited this and now has to be the one to navigate her on all this is not his responsibility. The last thing he wants to do, but he's doing it because he thinks you have a hit movie. He does not have bandwidth to do same with Justin. If something specific to address, yeah. So it's like this person was like super triangulated. Right now is like I can't be between these two. I can't be the not negotiator. When people go to mediation, I can't be the mediator, this other executive or whatever. But the play by play and the what ifs, he doesn't have the bandwidth. He's overseeing the marketing and release for 8 divisions in addition to all of his corporate duties. Yeah. April 29th, Heath and Wayfair, eager to get the film back from Lively, asked the A-list producer, anything A-list producer dealing now. Sorry. Stand by. Lively's agent just told firmly by me that Wednesday is the last day for Blake Lively, period. Sit tight. Standing by. August 29th. Later, anything new I need to know. I spoke to Lively's agent again. Call you shortly. Exiting dentist. Okay, can you chat? Yes, sir. Give me 15. Okay. Still unsatisfied, Lively demands another extension of her time in the cutting room, pushing the deadline from May 1st to May 8th. Adding to the audacity, Lively insists that Sony and Wayfair hire her personal editor, someone she had worked with previously, most notably on projects with Reynolds. Faced with this escalating situation, Wayfair considers granting the extension, but attaches a significant condition. Lively would need to sign her long overdue acting agreement. Oh, boy. So the movie's done, and she still hasn't signed her agreement. And she's making all these demands, and blah, 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 blah. Wait, this is going the opposite way. Um, oh my gosh. I am not gonna lie. I'm going to like kind of fast forward through some of this. And yeah, I will be back. My body is in pain. It's in a lot of pain. Name actor credit. I hope this email finds you well considering how hard you're working. Justin, I'm helping. Please don't hesitate to let us know. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is the film by credit. Okay, yeah. So while Lively is holding the film hostage in the edit room, she's simultaneously stalling the film's marketing by refusing to approve key materials, including the trailer release. Um, yeah, Jamie, I have blank on here too. We did see this one too. So more like holding hostage. May 6th, Baldoni and Colleen Hoover host a trailer launch event at Sony Studio Lot and shoot promotional content in support of the film. Um, and then this is in light of the conversations that have been happening over the last few days. I wanted to align on where things are now. This is from Jamie to Lively reps, manager, and attorney. We have withdrawn our request for your client to sign up her agreement in order to extend the time with the edit. As of 3 p.m. Eastern, Blake Lively and her editor have full access to the film and will continue to have access through May 10th. As mentioned, though, our post supervisor, it would, through our post supervisor, it would be most helpful if we were to receive any updates end of day May 8th in order for the director to digest the information and implement them into his cut. Jamie isn't even saying Justin anymore. This is like ties are broken, no friendship, nothing. The director. As for the future resolution of the contract, we will stand by in hopes that we come to a conclusion soon. Have a great weekend. So he attends this with Colleen Hoover. She's like holding his arm, holding him by his arm. That's not shown here. They make flowers. On the final day on which she is approved to edit the film, Lively refused to turn over her cut of the film's to the film's director and instead tells Sony that she wants to do a friends and family screening. I'm starting to be delusional right now and making all sorts of like faces and like I just because I put myself as in if I was her, put myself in her shoes as an actress, as someone who okay has a little bit more production right, more as a producer, okay, whatever. I would not have the audacity, nor would I take it back as far as I wouldn't want to. Like sometimes you're like, oh gosh, I would do a much better job. That doesn't mean you can, but also to have this demand that like, no, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just going to make my own rules up and I'm going to show it to my friends and family. This is just absurd. Screening of her cut to gather feedback and continue working on her edit. This was, of course, at Wayfair and Sony's expense, not accounted for in the budget. Sony and Wayfair do an official audience test screening of Baldoni's cut in Aliso Viejo, California. The film scores 94% with females under 35, the film's primary target. So we see this. So this is the targeted demo. I mean, it scored so it was excellent with kind of everyone. I don't know, yeah, 94% under 35, 84% over 35. Even with the males, it was okay, decent. Um, Theatrical targets, 93 is like the ideal. Um, okay. I want to see, did they include her? No, they don't. Okay. And then the trailer for the film is released to the world. The editors and director isn't allowed to. Oh, this we also read before. Um, yeah, I hope Blake got a copy. I'm guessing of that thing. No, I don't think so. Wouldn't matter anyways. She has her mind made up. We focus on what's best for the film. It'll work out. Um, Lively hosts a friends and family screening of her cut, which so the Reddit post seems to be true, right? In New York, she does not share any audience feedback with Baldoni or the studios. Was this when she was at no, because this was in New York. I'm like, is this when she was photographed with Taylor? But yeah, she doesn't share any audience feedback. But of course, why would she share audience feedback? Because he didn't even know what she was doing. So I mean, that wouldn't make sense. On May 18th, okay, this is the friends and family. Okay. Wayfair is informed on May 20th through Sony that Lively, emboldened by the feedback she received from her friends and family, demanded an official audience test screening of her version of the film. In light of Lively's threat to withhold promotion of the film, as well as her barely okay, so maybe that's not exactly the Reddit thing or whatever. The decision was made on the understanding that Lively had agreed with Sony that if Baldoni's director's cut tested higher, she would drop the matter. Sony and Wayfair held this official audience test screening on May 30th, also in Aliso Viejo, California. The results reveal that Lively's cut scored an 82% approval rating with females under 35, 12 points lower than Baldoni's version, 94. That same evening, a senior Sony marketing executive contacted Lively to discuss the scores. Instead of honoring her original promise, Lively rescinded it, doubling down on her refusal to promote Baldoni's cut. It's like, yeah, I promised this, but I changed my mind because I really believe in my version. It's kind of what she was saying about the music. So this is BL cut and JV cut. So males 42%, her cut 39, his 32, hers 34, his very good. Total positive was 83. Oh, sorry, 74 and 73. Men did not like this movie. Recommendations, yes, definitely. Um, her movie a little bit more. Females, 41, 62, 63. She scored more with females over 35. Maybe that's what she was focusing on. Um, I don't know. It would be interesting to combine that. And she, totaling wise, she didn't score that much higher. So, yeah, it's kind of like a close cut. Once again, Wayfarer found itself with no choice but to allow Lively to continue her edit. By this point, it had become painfully clear to Baldoni and the Wayfarer team that Lively was determined to assume full creative control. And then I want to skip to, because we kind of have read this. Eye on the prize. Her attending BookCon is a win for us. Blah blah blah. As discussed, the team has gone through Blake's edit and have the following notes on Blake editor and Blake to consider. We'd like this to be presented to them in the spirit of wanting to share notes and thoughts. So they're like, we have some thoughts for your edit too, maybe. um all right. Baldoni's editors inform Baldoni that they heard from a secret source that Lively was incorporating a bunch of Baldoni's. We read this too from the previous one. So Blake Lively's cut number 2 didn't really change that much. It actually went down with females over 35. That's interesting. Um, it went down in very good, went up in excellent in the demographic. Man, this is hard. I remember taking statistics class for psychology and, saying that a lot of times statistics will tell you the story that you want to tell with them. It's not like they will tell you exact truth or facts. It's like data that you can use to prove your point. So this is kind of what I think of when I see this, because there's so many numbers and, yeah. But I also don't see that it scored that much better with men either, like they were saying. A little bit, but not much. Um, yeah. Anyways. And then we've read about the hospitalization, the bonanza. Ooh, what? I don't know if it can hear the sound. I don't think you can. I think I need to share it again with sound. I'm like, this is exactly like know exactly about a subject to um I forget how he says it anyways. I think minute 48. What did they say? Sorry. Shoot. What page were we on? My goodness. Um Sorry for the moment. Where did the thing go? I opened another like tab. I don't really know how to share the best with this. Okay, all right. I'm almost there. So minute 48 and 32 mark is supposed to say they didn't have the option to say no as she brought the movie with her on the airplane. Okay, sorry. Let me read that again. And I'm sorry. I know I don't have this on screen. Wayfair is informed that Blake Lively told Sony that she will be showing audiences at Book Bonanza her cut of the film, regardless of Sony or Wayfair's approval. She later admitted on her panel at the event that the studio begged her not to show the film.
Early cut, and yeah, we're so excited. And like
Everyone
busing
here?
2,000 people to a movie theater sounds like a chaotic nightmare. So I just need you all to be excited and patient. This is a huge honor. Blake had to fight for you guys to get to see this early, so we want it to go
I literally
well.
brought the movie with me on the airplane. Like I have like a folder, like a disc, like a hard drive.
I love it. Yes.
No, yeah, it's and the other thing is I have the cutest jeans ever that I'm wearing tomorrow night. Also not sponsored, but they're really, really cute, and they've got flowers on them, and they're cut out. And then Colleen saw my jeans, and then she was inspired because she loves me. And she
Why are we talking about jeans? Why are we talking about jeans? Why did the conversation freaking shift to her clothing? That's not related to the movie. And again, we saw what she did with Kirsty Flaw, and like, oh, I bet uh, people don't ask the men about clothing and all this stuff, and she just talks so much about this freaking clothing, and the clothing in this movie is not relevant as a period piece clothing is. But like, wow, she literally, they both said like that she wouldn't take no for an answer again. Oh, brother. Page 84. Sorry. Wow. All right. Whew. Can you hear me now also? Or did I just creep by myself in there? Let me know if you can hear me. So June 14th, Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover, Brandon Sklenar, Isabella Ferrer. I don't know. I tried. Attend Book Bonanza to promote the film's release. Wayfair was only made aware of the Brandon and Isabella would be in attendance the day of event. Sony later notified Wayfair that it was Lively who reached out to Brandon and Isabella and paid for their travel and lodging. Whatever. Baldoni shares with the editors uh, that Lively's cut of the film would be shown on the second day of Book Bonanza. Yeah. I want to say something. I think I've said this before. I just I feel like she sits disrespectfully when you're dealing, but I mean she's not taking any of this subject matter seriously, but when you're dealing with serious subject matter, you need to have some reverence and respect for people and for the subject, and sit, respectfully, not lounge like just disrespectful. I don't know. It's etiquette 101 kind of thing. June 17th, Lively makes the unilateral decision. I've like put everyone on hold right now. Oh my god, I can't believe it's 7 o'clock. To bring new composer for the film. As a result of the original award-winning composer was let go, despite having already completed the score, which included costly orchestral arrangements. Even though Lively had absolutely no right to do this, neither Wayfair nor Sony were able to challenge Lively's decision, despite the significant financial implications. It's not even the financial implications, but it's yeah, it's the whole thing. But yeah, to them, I guess financial situations. High res, I'm blurry. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do about that. It might be my internet signal or your internet signal. Um, I'm sorry. I don't have any way to kind of control that with the, because I'm not, my camera is making me blurry. Oh, like I'm out of focus, you mean? It's just a laptop camera, so I definitely can't control that. I'm sorry if that's what it's doing. But yeah, I'm also not I don't I'm not monetized. I don't have, enough audience, like subscribers and watch hours and whatever. So I have limited um control over things at this moment. So, yeah. And I'm using like YouTube's like default live stuff. So yeah, Sony marketing requests that Baldoni waive his film by credit on June 18th. I mean, by this point, I mean, I hate to say this, but at this point, if she's using her cut, it isn't really a film by him anymore. You know, we already read this too. Um, Okay, clear to me. Okay, cool. Maybe it's just like her or their um internet connection. So on June 18th, on the same day that Baldoni waives his film by credit, Wayfair also reluctantly agrees to give Lively a producer credit on the film. So this is where it changes. Okay. This was an ask that she took to Sony. I mean, she 100% took over this project. She hijacked this project 100%. I don't think there's any doubt left with all that we've seen. But again, this is what I was saying. We're arguing from this point, and Blake and her team are arguing from the SH, and they try to retaliate and keep us quiet and intimidate us point. Um, so yeah, it's like two different things. It's exactly what happens when you have a political conversation with a friend or a family or whoever, is like you're thinking you're talking about the same idea, the same point, but you're not. You're coming from completely different, equally felt, passionate about points. So Jamie's writing from Japan, as I'm here in business for the week in case we need to speak further. Japan intimidates me. Everyone loves Japan, and I think I would love Japan, but it's just I don't know why it intimidates me um to go. I don't know. It feels like it's too great. Like everyone talks so highly, I'm afraid that I'll be disappointed, or I don't know. Very side note. We have agreed to give Blake a producer credit on the film. She would not be getting the PG mark as that is not applicable. While we don't have a signed agreement from her, still, I'll let you determine how to best implement the language wherever needed. I suggest she get a shared card with Blank, the writer, as she too has a producer credit. Either way, we are agreeing for this credit to be in third position after Blank. Oh, and myself, who do have a PJ mark. Due to the nature and sensitivity of this particular project, I believe Blank and Blank will discuss the position of her credit, but wanted to flag this condition for you, for which we have agreed to it or whatever. Let me know if you have any further questions. Lively, the producer, credit. Write a letter for her to get her PG mark. Okay. Um, June 20th and 24th, Abel, Baldoni's publicist, emails Sony's marketing team to a content shoot that Lively seemingly coordinated with maximum effort. Ryan Reynolds production company. This is whoever in that first live. Oh, I forget. AK, I think you had said something about marketing. His production company was like marketing the movie. Yeah, this is where that was. It was page 87. I think you said 98 at that time, but we were reading from different documents. So cool. We got here in the end. With maximum effort, Ryan Reynolds production company. Sony, at the time of the initial outreach by Abel, was not aware of the plans for the shoot, which were planned for June 27th to 28th. Later, Sony attested to the fact that our first typo, our first typo in so many, over 200 pages, um the fact that Lively and Maximum Effort were running the show. Abel was understandably concerned at the optics of the entire cast doing a content shoot without the director and co-lead being present. This would later be something that the public would take notice of as well, and heighten the rumors and negative press that Lively would take issue with. Why did she not want him to be at all pictured with them? If it was SH, but she did, it's not adding up. As the kids say, math is not mathing, or mathing, or whatever. Jennifer Abel, me again, just checking in to see if you've heard anything else about this. Is this happening on Monday or when? Excuse me, just want to make sure that we stay on top of this and can put, together some content ideas for JB to also be included. So it's less apparent that he is not physically there with the cast. Photoshop him in. Why not? Keep me posted, please. They really appreciate it. Okay, if my friend said that there's a morality clause in Colleen Hoover's book, whatever, rights signing all over to Justin. So that's why all of this, she was kind of latching on to any tiny little thing that she could claim, there was, that clause was like crossed. And so she and or Ryan could get the rights to this movie. And that's what it's starting to sound like, because she could have photoshopped him in. She could have went, make her complaint formal, done formal action, this and that, and blah blah blah. I mean, she already took over the movie. Why didn't she fully take it more over? Probably because if they would have fired Justin, they would have hired another director, and she wouldn't have been able to control that director. That's my 2 cents right now. It is not truth. It's not uh, the opposite of truth. It's not a lie. It's just my opinion based on where I am right now. But yeah, hi, we just heard about that too. She wants to do a tape more content with some of the actors. We can keep you posted when we know more. Morning, quick question for you both. I'm hearing through the grapevine that Blake is having her agent and other producers, i.e., Blank, reach out to the reps of the other cast members. I'm so neglecting her. Blah blah blah. I don't want to make a stir about it or let people know that we JB team knows about it. So just want to keep it between us. Let me know when you can. Great to see you on the call. Didn't want to ask about this with the big group, but do you have any more intel here about the event Blake is putting together to capture more content? We just want to be armed with the details ahead of time. Okay, thanks so much. We haven't heard anything from our side. Keep you posted. Can we be connected to Maximum Effort? Who are they exactly? We cannot have some cast doing content and the rest not being included. We will need to find some way for JB to participate in this, and we need Sony support here. Yes, for screenings. We're working on the latest dates and we'll share over to you. Again, we just really want to ensure Justin is being included where possible, supporting the film. And then from Sony again, nice to see you for the screening. For the content, Blake and Maximum Effort are really running the show. We know it's Thursday and Friday, but Blake has been talking to talent and Maximum Effort is leading the planning. I'm not flying out for it either. Okay. So she iced everyone out. While contemplating the PJ letter and fearing what Lively was capable of, Heath reached out to Lively via text in order to humanize the situation. Hi, Blake. I hope you are well. I wanted to write a note acknowledging the challenging times we all have found ourselves in, and now and has undoubtedly affected many decisions. One being the requested letter to the PGA. In the midst of it all, so many of the conversations have been had with third parties. I do understand why. However, I believe it could be helpful if you and I had a direct conversation in effort to find a path through this. We could have blank and whomever else you'd like to join as well. Hopefully, this can be an opportunity to simply consult and see if it could lead to a potential change of thought. Honestly, Blake, I'm reaching out with a spirit of optimism. Please let me know if you're open to having a Zoom today. Thank you, Jamie. This was June 25th at like 12 p.m. And then I respect your decision to not have a call, no problem at all. To be fully transparent, it was indeed a tough call to receive when asked to write a letter to the PGA. I do believe you can understand to some extent why that might be. However, we do want to be fair-minded and just to all parties. The truth is incredible in the movie. Your performance is spectacular and I hope that you get all the glory you deserve for it. Also, you have certainly added a great deal to the movie beyond the acting role itself. This is buttering her up. um, so is this like, did she write? Oh, okay. She did write, "Hey, Jamie, feel free to say anything you like to say here. I hope you're well, Blake." So that's why he's like, no, okay. Moving forward, I will continue to respect the process of communication through your designated reps, but I felt compelled to reach out directly for this. Looking forward to the movie being a success for everyone involved. Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you both acknowledging the work. You can send the letters to me here or via email, and I'll pass along to the people I'm speaking with at the PGA. I'll let them know now that your letters are incoming. June 26th, after many conversations, and once again, this is, to my other video. It's like when they've used you and they don't need you anymore, they discard you. This is kind of what that's ringing. Her tone changed so much, right? She's not talking to them directly. And when she is, it seems like it's like a very different person. Very different person. No more like buttering them up, all this stuff. You can also say, well, that's because her boundaries were crossed and this and that. I just see a lot more on her side than the opposite. June 26th, after many conversations, and once again feeling trapped, Baldoni and Heath write a letter of recommendation to the PGA on behalf of Lively and send a copy. And then we've read this too, these two. And then Forbes. I hope that people leave the theater inspired. Oh, he, the CEO. Oh, we've read this as well. Sorry. Lively and Reynolds Company Maximum Effort organized a content shoot for the film's promotional campaign with the entire cast and author of the book, minus Baldoni, of course. The content shoot included the cast making flower arrangements, baking cookies, playing Pictionary, collage making, and other concepts developed by Maximum Effort team in support of the film's promotion. What does Pictionary have to do with this? Don't know. I can understand scrapbooking. I can understand flowers. I can understand baking. But Pictionary, they later posed for seemingly staged paparazzi photos before having dinner together. These are unplayable. Okay. I remember this. Yeah, because they made a little Betty Buzz thing inside this house. Inside her flower shop. On July 1st, by July 2024, Baldoni was completely locked out of the film's director cut. Okay, we talked about that, blah, blah. July 2nd, on a Zoom video conference between Wayfair and Sony Marketing, Wayfair learned that Sony had been dealing with extensive notes and revisions to the marketing plan as a result of the content shoot, because Sony ended up hiring Reynolds' company Maximum Effort to produce the promotional content for the film. Page 95. I see you, AK. Um, the cost for the shoot significantly increased due to their fee being higher than what Sony had originally budgeted. Notably, this charge was despite Lively's claim in January 23 text to Baldoni that maximum effort would work free for the family, as shown below. Oh, so they were on board to begin with. Max effort is on board to help as much or as little as you want. Let me know. We have great group over there who can help supplement and do the work that Sony won't, so we can just hand it to them between our collective resources. My kids are in the jinx phase right now. I'm going to push I'm going to push to higher max effort. But all is led by me, Ryan, and Blank. So we'll make sure to weed out any lame ideas. They don't need to hire. Part of why I didn't want to die on this hill. It's me and Ryan and Blank. We work for free for the family. It's mafia style on this. Oh, you don't, not that word, not that. Because that's exactly what all of this is feeling like, Blake. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Hi, here is the summary of what was shared during my biweekly with the digital and social team. The creative team has been dealing with extensive revisions based on feedback from Blake, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm burning out. I don't mean blah, blah, blah in a bad way. I'm just like really burning out. Um, 10, 15 more minutes, and then wherever we are, I'm going to probably just call it a day. Honestly, it's been, how many hours has this one been? Oh, another 3 hours almost. So nice little 6 5 6 hours on this craziness, and it's just really a little bit more than halfway through. It's incredible, but the next part is, I think, getting a lot more into the PR as we're getting closer to the release. July 10th, whilst dealing with the Baldoni's mounting PR headaches, Baldoni's publicist Jennifer Abel was dealing also with a difficult working relationship with her employer Stephanie Jones. So we're shifting focus, and I'm going to like kind of skim through this. I think this is actually where I ended up joining Donna's, and maybe a lot of us joined her live. But yeah, Lively, Reynolds, and the other members of the film's cast attend the premiere for Deadpool and Wolverine. At the after party, Wayfair was informed that Reynolds approached a senior executive as, you know, and he called him that. I wonder if the young actors and cast and crew and whatever were even promised anything or just implicitly, like, come to this premiere, and you'll have eyes on you. And they might not have known anything about this. They might have not known anything about it just in general because they were still speaking about Justin when they were asked. I think, what's her name? Jenny Slate? Is that her name? She was a little maybe weirded to answer, like, how was he as a director or whatever, but she still responded. And then, we can take that differently, 2020 hindsight, maybe there was something there, but they might have just not known. They might have just not known at all. um and here we are talking about that. So Sony informs Wayfair that Lively had demanded that Baldoni, another typo, and Wayfair refrained from attending the New York premiere that and threatens a cast-wide boycott if they do. July 24th, mindful of the potential premiere boycott and not knowing what Lively and Reynolds were planning to do if Baldoni and team attended, Abel emails the Wayfair team responding Lively's November legal letter correctly, assuming that Lively would try to use the letter against Wayfair. Boy, did they not even imagine. To reiterate our strategy, we should not be to do we should not be to do anything proactive that could light our own fire unnecessarily. While it isn't ideal to be on the defense due to the ambiguity and uncertainty of what could potentially be claimed, we'll just need to be prescriptive in immediately refuting whatever is made public with facts, third party sourcing on background, and if necessary, a legal response. So they're prepared to take legal action. They're prepared to release facts. They were prepared to, do all this stuff in response, not proactively. Um, and then from my recollection, as I'm going to like kind of skim through, um, when I was joining Donna, she said that Stephanie Jones released an email or like talked to a reporter after that truce was called, between Jennifer Abel and Leslie Sloan. And then that almost went live, but it didn't, and blah, blah. What is this? This is the stuff that I'm sure they want to do. Unnamed sources, etc. Just sharing. I know. Video of Francis Ford Coppola kissing megalopolis extras surface as crew members detail unprofessional behavior on set. Interesting. Amid the turmoil surrounding Baldoni, and over 2 weeks after submitting her resignation, Abel emailed Jones to express gratitude and assure her of no free will, ill will. Oh my goodness. My brain is mush. My brain is mush. How could Ryle's character isn't in any of the promo stuff? I have been wondering this too, especially since the actor is also the director. This was July 31st, 2024. Yeah. But see, even then, it could have been handled so strategically that it would have been made and come across to the public as intentional for creative purposes if they so wanted to do that. There was a diplomacy that could have been, or a diplomatic way that this could have been handled. Again, if this was truly a stage and all this stuff, but who retaliated? Who cut everyone off from someone? Who cut someone off from everyone? Not just from his own cast and crew, or at least like the main cast, but also just all the promo stuff from the audience, etc. It's like, you go through that playbook that they talk about, and it's just kind of like play by play by play by play by play. And even though, yes, I don't agree in diagnosing anyone and all this stuff, it's just like it's play by play by play by play by play. And it's just so staring us in the face. And it's just so kind of scary that this could go and just keep going and not get checked. Not there could be no consequences for Blake and or her team, whoever is on that side that's doing this, all the stuff. It still looks a lot like, and we've seen that too, it looks a lot like Blake and not Ryan. I mean, let's be honest. um August 3rd, why Justin Baldoni is not in any of the promos. Un absurdo hizo. Até porque se não fosse o interesse. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm not even rusty on Portuguese. I've not really ever learned it, just a little tiny bit, and I know Spanish, and I like some Portuguese music. But yeah, where's Justin? Where's Justin? The, we have to wait. This is the trick. Yeah, it could have been like that too. Like, oh, just kidding. Anyways, um, and then there's a lot here, a lot that. Oh gosh, there's so much. Basically showing that people are picking up on it. I want to get to the little graph that I saw when I came on, when I first like really skimmed to this, where they had the graph of the sentiment towards Blake Lively before and after this whole movie, or at least like before the premiere and everything. Where is it? I hope it's here. I think it's here. This is an interesting Leslie Sloan. Baldoni sends Nathan a suspicious profile suspecting of it trolling Lively. Nathan confirms that 100%. I don't even know what this is. Incoming phone call. Melissa Nathan call log. Okay. Oh, on the same day that Abel's phone is seized by her employer, Stephanie Jones, Nathan receives a call from Leslie Sloan, Lively's publicist, telling her that she has seen her text and that she will be sued. Cool. That's interesting. That was August 21st. It took them a while. Um I want to see. I know I saw it. I know I saw that. And this is the metadata, more metadata stuff. Maybe it's in the other one. Wonder if it's in the original complaint. I know that I saw it somewhere. Anyways, what do you guys think? I'm going to wrap it up here. We have gone through so much. I'm just trying to find that graph. I don't know where I saw it, how I saw it, but yeah. Any thoughts? Is anyone's brain still on? Um, et cetera, et cetera. This has been incredible. I think that you guys know probably more than me if you've watched the other content creators. Like, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that this is just dropped on us and we're so involved. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know where that is. I was so excited to get to that, but anyways. So nothing new on this website when I refresh it. This is all that we get to see. Um yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. Oh gosh. This was our Saturday. What do you guys think? I was like, I don't even know. We'll digest, we'll process, we'll talk so much. I mean, it's like Saturday in 2 days, they have the first hearing. In 2 days, we'll have so much more to talk about. Yeah, my brain is still trying to catch up. Yeah. Um Once again, thank you so much to everyone who's joined me in my little amateur YouTube land. I'm trying to, I don't, at this point, I don't even know what I'm here for. I don't know. Like, my brain is that fried right now that I'm like, where am I? Why did I even start reading this? Oh, yeah, that's why. What is this? Like, is this even worth it? I don't even know. This is so much. Um, but yeah, it was truly hijacked from Justin Shalita. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, they're not going to share any evidence that Blake would have. Like, here, this is what happened. And I'm curious who these other people are. Even that was a little suspicious when he's like, see, Francis Ford Coppola or whatever. Um, yeah, are there other people? And what would those be? I also feel bad for these young actors. Um, I mean, they definitely got catapulted. All of this got catapulted on one hand when they say no, there is no such thing as bad publicity. Um, there is some truth to that. Um, for the big celebrities, I don't know. I guess like everyone kind of has like a bitter taste in their mouth when they think of anyone associated with this movie. Um, yeah, I mean, no one could escape it because if you're on Justin's side, you have all those people on Blake's side against you. If you're on Blake's side, you have all the people on Justin's side against you, boycotting or potentially refusing to watch the movies or the projects or whatever that they're doing. You also might have people that are maybe even more interested. But I think right now it's so messy and it's so ugly and it's so bad that even I feel like and also we're it's kind of like that Taylor Swift effect where you get so much of these people that you're like, I'm fed up to hearing about these people at the same time, even though we're still so curious because this is like a murder mystery, but without the murder, thankfully. Why did I even say that? You know what I mean? Like, it's a mystery book. It's a mystery, a solving thing that we are so excited and we're in this together. But besides that, like, yeah. I can see why everyone kind of lost out, and I do feel bad for the cast and crew, and I also so wholeheartedly understand why anyone working as cast or crew that has not been mentioned does not want to be associated with any of this and does not want to come forward on anything, So, yeah, they have to. Lively's team has to provide proof. Did anyone see if Justin Indeed is getting now followed by other people? Because I think even Hassan Minaj stopped following him at one point. So let's see. No, Gina Rodriguez hasn't stopped following him. Um, I don't know. Who has watched Lily sing? Because that's how I remember him too. I think that was around Jane the Virgin, and that was too cheesy. I didn't like her videos. I liked her vlogs, which is why I wanted to make my own vlogs. But it's a lot. Yeah, I don't see Nina Dobrev is following him too. Um, Jojo Fletcher, very random. Sean Mendez, I like his Elizabeth Hurley. Um, yeah, I don't see anyone from the cast, and I do follow the young actors at least. I follow them. I don't see anyone of them following him, but I mean, I don't blame them one way or another. It's such an ugly mess that I feel bad for them being kind of dragged in as much as they have been into this. What a wonderful, beautiful moment it was supposed to be for Isabella, for example, her first movie. I don't know if Alex's was his first movie too. And i I felt bad when I was like seeing the pictures with them at the Deadpool premiere just now and thinking, how she thought she was, just taken under her wing, under Blake's wing, under this like megastar's wing that was like very motherly, probably, and very nice and all the stuff. And she's like, maybe now questioning everything. Like, what in the world what happened? I would be confused. Maybe they're not as confused, but maybe they're just as confused as us because a lot of them didn't have any knowledge of this or any interaction. And if they didn't even have any experience like close to Blake Lively's claims, then they would be like, well, I didn't see anything. I didn't like, I don't even know. My experience was so different. So they're probably watching like us. And I think that's why also, besides everything else, I think that's also why they might not be saying anything anymore, especially because they're maybe that just watching and like they don't know what to say. They don't know what to believe. They don't know what happened. They can't believe their eyes and ears that this is happening. So anyways, thank you so much as we're getting here. Oh, maybe I can like hold on for 3 more minutes to get that three, just a little bit of not so much OCD, but 3 hour exactly kind of thing. 2 more minutes. But no, seriously though, thank you so much for coming and participating and yeah, frying your brain with me, I guess. We got through this. I'm already out of steam for what's coming Monday. Let me know any other thoughts any other time below in the comments after this, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Saturday. Um, I said that before, but let's really take a pause, and this will be here tomorrow. Very likely. I mean, we've all saved the PDF anyway, so even if they take it down, we have the PDF. Um, but yeah, it'll be here tomorrow. It's going to bring even more things on Monday, and we have plenty of time to digest with everyone. Everyone's going to have their own opinions and thoughts and stuff. So, thank you. You're welcome, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for because it felt like it really felt when I first got on the second live, no one, I understand people are on other people's live, but I'll get through it. And the moment that people like especially you guys had, Maria Rodriguez and Arnaldo and Angel, and like, especially as you guys came on, I was like, okay, cool, we're getting through this together. So thank you for the support. It really felt so supportive. Thank you for getting me through this. And yeah, thank you, and you're welcome back. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Try to like put everything, all of this, aside until Monday, because like I said, it's going to be there. But yeah, have a good night. I don't know. Peace, love, and compassion. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know. I'm short circuiting. Um, but have a wonderful night. Bye.